Huh?
I don't do that.
Yes, you do. When you were holding hands, you were smiling.
Saber, ready. Sword and buckler. The open longsword gold matches. The women's longsword matches and the advanced longsword matches. That is the docket for today. I will be turning over. Let's see. Are they going to be able to hear you guys too, or no? That's all for live stream. Okay. So first up, Philip Martin.
Only for the folks at home.
For cutting.
Everyone tuning in on YouTube, I'm Nikki. This is Just Stinder, and I have Gary with me. We're here for the CombatCon 2025 live stream. We are going to be starting off today with our cutting finalists.
We'll defer to Phil Martin to explain the rules. Looks like the first feat is a cut through double mats.
Alrighty, so as Philip explained, they are cutting through 2 mats. They need to do 2 cuts on the same plane. The mats will be rotated, and then 2 cuts on the opposite plane. They will have to do this on the same 2 mats for all 4 cuts.
I like Sean's technique for spiking there, where he hits the spike and then pulls the entire spike out to make the spike effect. Woo! Nailed it in one.
First, we have Caleb DeWolf. He comes to us all the way from Florida, from the Crossroads Club. I saw in the chat there was already a shout out for him. Caleb is definitely a favorite coming up today.
Is that orientation good? Wait, you may begin.
Oh, excellent edge alignment on that. Beautiful edge alignment. Very good economy of mat too.
So the first mat there, he had really good edge alignment, but looks like he scalloped on the second one and didn't complete the cut.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a mountain there. Or would be a mountain if his cut had come from the other direction.
And we're rotating now for our cuts on the opposite plane.
Beautiful cut, but
he's got plenty of mat left.
Plenty of mat left, yeah.
This will be no problem for him.
Excellent.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the scoring for this is cumulative, so they will pull their points from the previous rounds. And if I recall correctly, Caleb had a big cushion for first. Spiking the mats is always so scary to me.
These guys are pros.
It would not be a job I'd volunteer for.
Okay, so Aaron.
Me and Pegs don't get along based on my history in previous live streams.
Up next we have Aaron.
waiting for the judges to queue up their scoring. Now's a good time to call out our first sponsor, though. Albion Swords, our first platinum sponsor. Oh, and also Kageyama Imports.
They're the ones who provided the tatami for this club.
Oh, excellent.
I've purchased many a bale from Kageyama.
Looks like we're getting a little deeper spike there. With penetration through one mat, looks like not all the way through the second.
I might be mistaken, but I believe they're allowed one respike in this.
Nicely done.
He did use up a lot of tatami though, which takes away from his ability to pick his target for his next cuts.
Yeah, he's going to have to be really economical to make 2 more cuts there.
Again, he scalloped pretty hardcore into that first tatami mat, which you can see turned his blade, so he wasn't even able to cut into the second tatami mat. Swords are not lightsabers. They will not just simply go through something because you cut at them.
But getting through 2 knots at any angle is a testament to strength, training, and skill.
Yeah.
Mostly skill.
Mostly skill. I feel like there's a lot of cutting you can do without a lot of strength.
Yeah.
If I say so myself.
It's really that ability to hold that angle all the way through the cut. A lot of times the wrist will want to roll if you're not holding it correctly and you don't have the correct structure.
Yep.
It's very easy to break structure. Elbow bends or wrist
The elbow bends, anything.
We
can
talk about that a
throw it off.
lot in training, just cutting fully through, almost pretending that your actual target is much further than what you're cutting at to get you that structure.
Yes. I was taught to cut 4 inches to the side of the mat from whatever direction, to whatever direction I'm cutting.
And this is Adam Simmons.
Easily sails through the first cut. Beautiful alignment. Those things almost dropped in place.
Adam has such a skill to make things look so simple.
Until then.
Until now.
Yeah. Wasn't able to make it through the second mat on that one.
He has asked
And
to
he's going
change
for
the order.
ascending first. Excellent.
What's that
Yeah. Probably knowing that he would be more accurate with the descending cut with the least amount of mat left, which is a wise choice.
The amount of strategy that goes into cutting blows my mind.
The only time I ever in tournament get a cold, fierce sweat is when I'm cutting.
Is that what I'm smelling at?
Yes, because Adam's cutting, I'm sweating.
Now there are deductions for certain things in cuttings, like a frayed mat shows a not quality cut, and those will lose you some points. Up next we have Sean Curran.
As you can hear by the applause, there is a spiking competition, though not official.
And I just won $5 on it.
Looks like he did miss that second mat in his cut.
Looks looks like he was aiming to be as economical as possible with that cut, but aimed a little bit too high. Sometimes you do have to take enough mat. And for respike.
It looks like they're already doing the respike as a turn.
Yes.
Now, one of the big things is keeping that structure. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but his elbow came out on that Unterhau.
Yes, it did.
Which is kind of what took away that.
Definitely compromises that structure.
Keeping those elbows straight and the triangle of power between your shoulders and the grip on the sword.
I like that term, triangle of power.
Feet. Yeah. All right, folks. So while they process the next feet and set up for the cutters, we are going to run armored bronze mat here in ring 1. Let's hear it. All right, Clifford, please explain.
Greetings. I believe that armor, of all the weapons forms you'll be seeing here tonight, needs some explanation. What I'm holding in my hand here is a spear. It is actually a quite common weapon to use against an armored opponent. It's important to realize that what we're going to be doing, that the combatants will be doing, is they're fighting as armored, meaning armor works, or people wouldn't spend a fortune on it, and they wouldn't deal with the weight and heat. Armor, if you get a strike in the breastplate with this nasty sharp spear, nothing happens. Except your opponent may very well use that as an opportunity to strike at something more vulnerable. If, however, I engage in a bayonet charge and I dig my point into their chainmail, mail is actually the name for it. And in our rules, it's called a sustained thrust. You can split rings and do damage. If you are lucky enough and skilled enough to hit a completely unarmored part of your opponent, then with a simple thrust, that's a point. With a sustained thrust, it's 2 points. Something else you will see that's different let's say in a rapier fight or even a longsword fight, you're not going to see opponents trying to knock each other to the ground or trip them. This makes an excellent tripping weapon. You're going to see people fall down on the ground. You're going to see interesting things. You're going to see bringing your butt spike in. This is sharp on both sides. And try to push so that your opponent will lose their balance. So it's plenty of action. And I think we're ready for the bronze match.
And joining us for live stream commentary, we have Leonard from the Phoenix Society for Historical Circling,
Who is himself an armored competitor and is going to help us so
we don't whiff on the rules and make up our own calls.
This one item that Woodford may not have mentioned, I believe they're allowing ring outs, which is a point as well. You see the rubber ring here. These opponents should be able to knock each other out.
Which, us being this close to the ring, is rather terrifying in the armor tournament. So,
if you hear a loud crash and me scream, that means we had to catch someone.
Yep. We have Ben Blythe here in the bassinet helmet, and then we also have Dan. He's in the...
All right, table ready. Table ready.
Is there any advantage for one type of helmet versus the other?
So if you look at Dan, he's got the German-style helmet.
Got a Sale.
Slot in it, a Sale. He's probably got a lot more breathing ability, room in that helmet. Going for the takedown.
Trying to go for the ring out.
Okay. Yep.
we got a ring out.
So it's going to be 1 point for Ben.
I hope how much of the audience realizes that they are in the splash zone.
Yes, absolutely.
In this case, the splash is steel.
Or chainmail rings.
Yes. I do
That
believe
looks like a chainmail.
we'll find out what the director calls that. Yep. As we said, sustained trusted chainmail for black.
So look, he dug that bucket spike in. sustained thrust there to the unarmored arm from White Fighter.
Oh, he's going for the leg.
And yeah, one of the legs. And
Struggled to grapple.
the ring around the rosy here. We'll see how that ends. Oh! Life came up on top there.
1 minute.
I would imagine that takes a lot of strength.
That's
It
does.
rebound.
Wow.
First match.
And the exhaustion.
Yeah.
The thing to consider is you are in an enclosed environment and you are sucking the wind really hard.
Yep.
It's a lot of specialized training for breathing in this helmet.
I've wrestled with Ben Blythe not in armor, and that was exhausting. I can't imagine doing it armored.
Safety, if it takes more than a minute, we'll take more than a minute.
Okay, I can see where you were talking about earlier, where the different type of helmets allowing different breathing
Absolutely.
really comes into play. Like actually being able to get oxygen into
Yes.
your.
There's a certain quantity of CO2 you are breathing back in when you are wearing heavy armor and helmet.
When you talk to a lot of harness specking and Volker folks, use a lot of specialized breathing. You're actually trying to blow your O2 out and then breathe your oxygen in. It's very interesting in the niche ways everyone talks about. This is the right way to breathe when you're in a helmet. You're trying to get the bad and good air out.
Yeah, because when we do hemo, when we're wearing the masks, and even with that, you're building up, CO2. It gets hard to breathe. You get the condensation inside the mask. It gets humid.
Your hair falls in your eyes.
Your hair falls in your eyes. Yeah.
I find quotes very important.
Did you say quoifs?
Yeah, it's
Padded hat that goes into your
storable.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Back at it again. So talking about the visibility, we definitely see there's possibly an advantage to the Saleh helmet that the White Fighter is wearing, as opposed to the narrower slit that Black Fighter has there.
Oh, so that's extra points.
Yes.
The sustained thrust.
With the sustained thrust.
The
Bayonet
sustained
style.
thrust to the chainmail's 1 point, and hitting an unarmored area is 2 points.
So that was a 2-point strike. Sustained thrust to armor. Ben smartly trying to keep his armored shoulder pauldron in the way. Not sure what the call on that one was. They're calling a no exchange, moving on. One of the things we didn't mention is not only impairing visibility, the helmets probably make hearing a little hard, so.
Splash zone.
Yeah, very much.
Gotta hold those holes quick.
That is a lot of meat and metal moving around.
Yeah.
It's not fun falling down and all that.
They're watching automotive races.
Or being
When,
fallen down upon.
At the splash zone at a water park, the whale doesn't land on you.
Yeah. It's one of the first things they actually teach is how to fall correctly.
The skill set in armor fighting is so different in many ways than your standard Zoom tournament. Ben Black from the Phoenix Society of Historical Swordplay, putting the history back in historical swordplay with their armored combat.
What was the score?
Yeah, so that had to be real close.
Longsword, Philip, take away.
All right, now scooting us over to the cutting tournament, the cutting ring again. We are back for cutting.
All right, Philip is going to explain the next feat to the finalists.
Is he talking about the double lightning cut, where it's 2 cuts at the same time?
That's a yes. It's going to be a double cut, so it'll be 2 cuts in the same mat
Before the top half falls down.
Yes.
as it's falling.
Yeah, as it's falling.
I've never had to perform that in a cutting tournament. I've tried it on my own, and I'm a 50% success rate. What's yours, Justin?
I've done it once, and I had Phil coach me right before the tournament, so I was able to pull it off.
Excellent. I had Alan Sherlock coaching me in my backyard and successfully pulled in 50% rate.
I had Ben Chung coach me. He's from our club, SoCal Swords. He's actually one of the finalists today in the advanced cutters. He coached me. I've tried once and succeeded once, so I'm going to boast 100% rate on that. So thanks, Dan.
Mickey wins. And since we're looking at swords, sharp swords and cutting, we can mention our next platinum sponsor, that is Angus Trim, also known as A-Trim. Gus Trim makes beautiful blades that tend to sail through mats, given the proper structure and alignment.
And you see his swords a lot in tournaments.
Oh yes,
I competed with one this year.
I'm sure we'll see many out there as this tournament progresses.
You can see how he's able to get the first cut, but being able to get on the target with the second cut to still be able to hit the mat before it falls takes a lot of speed and a lot of accuracy.
Now, they don't tell you what direction this cut needs to come from for the feet, so you can choose to do an ascending or descending for that second cut. It's usually the choice is to do ascending and then descending, and changing that trajectory.
Not just speed is required in that cut or accuracy, but also if your edge alignment is off on the first cut, if you scallop it, turn your wrist, the mat won't fall in a predictable direction or will move too far and you won't be able to execute the second cut. So everything that goes into cutting is crucial to make this successful.
One of the many beauties of cutting is when you see someone who can execute a great first cut and the mat stays in place long enough. It's just so wonderful to watch.
Or in the rare cases, it doesn't move at all.
He just luckily got it at the very, very edge at the top.
He got it. He did. He was able to get it. I don't know if that was a clean cut through the whole part, if he just took a corner of the mat. I couldn't tell from my angle, but he gave no contact.
Spray on that one. So a lot of times when you have that spray, it's indicative of just barely catching on the tatami.
Yes.
This is why he's being brought up to Phil, so he can see if it was actually cut through, or if he just like cut and scratched along the tatami.
Yes. It also looked like, well, I think some of the... Oh, the judges were asking for instant replay of that. But what I saw looked like the sword hit not just the mat that was falling, but also the mat still on the stand. I think that was where the spray comes from. I do believe he got through the falling piece of mat. I think most of the spray was from the standing piece.
So Philip is going to come over and...
Say again?
Okay, it looks like instant replay was not set up for that cut, so we will have to go off what our eyes see.
They'll have to use evidence of their first judgment and the mat. But the mats tell a pretty good story most of the time. Jack Stewart again winning me money, and now we've got Adam coming up for the Adam Simmons from the Phoenix Society of Historical Swordplay, stepping up for his cut, his chance at a double cut. Wearing the Mackenzie patterned tartan, if I'm not mistaken.
Just how important that first cut is.
I think the one time I was coached on this cut, I was told to completely disregard the second cut and just focus on that initial cut. It's the most important for all of this. And for those of you watching,
I got as well.
For those of you watching on YouTube, please feel free to send in your questions. We'll be happy to answer as much as we can.
This is also where targeting really comes into play, you know, as a strategy, because if you cut too high up on the mat, the mat will actually move quicker, and you won't have enough time to get to it for your cut. But if you cut really far low, that's preferably without hitting the peg, there'll be more mass there, and it'll take longer for the mat to fall down, giving you more time to complete the cut.
It also gives you a larger target to cut for.
Yeah.
But the trick is, if you're cutting lower, you don't have as much momentum in this arc of your first cut. So it's beautiful.
Masterful display. That was Sean Kieran again.
There's the targeting issue. The mat fell in an unpredictable direction. He wasn't able to reach you with that second cut.
So for those of you who might never have cut tatami before, there is some aftercare when cutting these grass mats. It will leave residue on the swords, so you'll see rather than putting the swords back in their scabbard right after, they will wipe it down with a wet and then dry and oil drag. And this is just to keep the swords from getting any patina, getting any stains on them, making them last as long as possible.
Finalists, please line up.
Oh, and looks like we are going to get our final score at this point.
In fourth place, John.
All right. That concludes the open longsword cutting. While they're prepping for the advanced longsword piece, you'll be processing armored gold hat.
All right.
While we are setting up for the armored gold, there was a question on if that setup has disadvantages based on height. We do actually have here a shorter stand based on height. You can request your shorter stand, so we do try to accommodate these differences.
And stepping back in a judge for us, we have Sean Leonard from the Phoenix Society. So to commentate for us, judge is the renowned and resolute Michael Woodford, who is our tournament official judging this tournament. Michael has been doing armored, unarmored sword fighting for possibly more years than I've been alive, and I am not a young man. I faced Michael Woodford in a longsword tournament when he was the tender age of 68, and he beat me. So,
I'm not familiar with Jeffrey Long, but I've seen Cliff Curry's name a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been fighting with Ben and Clifford. I think we've been taking this series for about 3 years. Hard to hear those holds in those holds.
That is why our two ring judges both have steel weapons, so they can they can reinforce the hold that was called. Some vigorous Morse code.
It does crack me up how they sound like a couple of rain sticks moving around.
Yeah, that's the chainmail.
Kolden hold.
8 seconds.
The reign of chainmail armored ninjas was very short.
No, there's 5 more seconds around. What's the call?
White having a sustained thrust to armor. How many points would that be, Sean?
With 1 point, getting a hit to the chainmail and not sustain, holding it for a few seconds. Okay.
1 minute.
1 minute break.
And now the fighters will take the 1 minute break for oxygen.
Keep them breathing, keep them going.
Can somebody please get the black fighter's helmet visor open for him? That would be advisable.
He's got a button on top of his helmet that's required to get his visor up, so it's really helpful when you have someone without gloves.
It's hard enough to put on a fencing mask with my gloves on.
Yeah,
I can't imagine putting on full metal armor.
There's a gentleman yesterday on his Curus, he had hooks on the sides of his hips to leave his gloves there so he could do exactly that. I'd like to steal that idea.
Was there ever a medieval punishment where someone would be walled into their own armor?
Feels like a punishment in itself being in armor sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah, as we said, that armor is not only a restriction on your vision, it is a restriction on your hearing, which is why the side judges have those steel weapons, and the director has a very large stick to reinforce calls. Swift going for some leverage there for a throw. Ring out. Cliff Curry is a monstrously strong individual.
I hope you saw that because that was
Scoring the ring out.
So what shows more skill? To be able to control a person physically or to be able to use your weapon to stab or trick?
In my opinion, I think getting someone to their knees or fall to the ground takes a lot more exertion and skill, as well as keeping yourself off when someone trying to take you down.
You can see they both went immediately for that trip into the legs, but then it evolved into this.
Time! Match point!
And Cliff Curry wins that one.
Yeah, so
Well
gold,
deserved
silver,
gold
and
medal.
then Ben Blank's bronze.
Mr. Jeff Silver as well. Did an excellent job.
silver and bronze.
All right, so for silver, that was Jeff Roth!
I did find it funny that to get Black Fencer's mask open, we had to bang on his mask on his head before it would open up.
So we're going to be a Fonzie starting the jukebox.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike was also judging, just tapping with his steel weapon to make sure people would stop. So very good.
Thanks for
Mr.
being with
Leonard.
us, Sean.
Appreciate the input. Rejoining us, we have Mickey up.
Thanks for having me back.
Let's go through another one of our sponsors. What else we got on there?
We've got Sterling Armory. I was staring at their swords the other day too. I have a problem, clearly.
Everyone has a problem when they stare at Sterling swords. Usually in the form of your wallet isn't fat enough for everything you want. Sterling Armory is great. Virtually nothing to make is any kind of standard production piece. It's all one of a kind. Everything's a little different, so if you want a unique piece, that's a great cutting weapon. Sterling Armory is a good place to go.
Up right now, they are briefing the advanced cutters on their feats. The difference between the open and advanced is they were not told in advance what the feats are going to be. So this is the first time they'll be hearing about their feats, learning what they need to do. This is often something super fun and hard to do, like a cut to thrust, where you have to thrust a falling piece of a mat. It'll be exciting to see again, like we did last year. Up for the finalists, we have RJ McKeon from SoCal Swords. We have John Merrill, Dan Chung, also from SoCal Swords, and Ryan Shapiro from Tattershall. These are big names in cutting. We see them all the time. These people practice so often you wouldn't believe it. I know Dan personally practices minimum 3 times a week. He also teaches the cutting class at our club. Yeah. It looks like Dan is going to be going first. He also, again, these are cumulative points, so he does have a hefty lead based on the previous rounds.
Is this a single-handed cutting, or are they just...
You can actually choose your weapon, whether you want to do single-handed or two-handed.
Okay.
It's interesting. I know in years past, sometimes they do the continued scores, sometimes they don't. So, joke's on you. Is that a trying to identify the sword he's using there? Is that an out?
Can't see it from my angle.
Yeah.
As soon as he turns, I will know. I've gone through his arsenal many times. I did not happen to hear the feat that they mentioned, but I'm sure once he attempts,
Yep, we're good.
that I'll know what they're trying to do.
Phil can get almost diabolical with his feats. Was a false edge to true edge?
Yes.
So it looks like the request was going to be a double cut from the same side.
Yeah.
And again, they don't specify whether it needs to be false edge, true edge. It just needs to be from the same side.
But to be able to throw a false edge rising cut that cleanly is extreme. That's a lot of skill right there.
Putting a false edge cut through the mat like that is exceedingly difficult. Your wrist and your arms are not in the optimal position for penetrating the mat.
Dan is known in our club for just looking way too nonchalant after doing something difficult.
Well, he pulled that off beautifully.
That was an exceptionally difficult cut.
Yes, indeed.
Now, cutting might seem intimidating to get into, that the swords, so many options, and they can cost a lot of money. However, cutting can also be very economical. You can get even some machetes from Walmart, sharpen them up, and cut water bottles in your backyard. So if you're interested in cutting, do speak with different people, and it's very approachable.
It is something at our school that we're very passionate about. We have a class 3 times a week for cutting. We do often practice on water bottles. This is Ryan Shapiro from Dashiell. He's also one of the well-known cutters in the community. Often practice on water bottles.
He's making a rain on the members of the Phoenix Society sitting in the corner.
I do believe Richard Marsden cut some grass in the mouth.
That's a free souvenir.
Yeah, you can see he had some torquing, on his wrist. So there's a lot of force and a lot of speed, which does require power. But if you're out of alignment with anything, that can really put a lot of stress on your joints.
Nicely done.
You could see in his legs and body position the power that went up into that first wind-up.
Yeah.
And often that kind of a wind-up can be not in your favor if you're not able to maintain the structure and the edge alignment all the way through the cut. Very easy to twist your body in the wrong way and pull that edge alignment off just a little bit.
But like Mickey was saying before, you can do it without having a lot of, you don't need to be like a bodybuilder.
You don't have
this.
to muscle through the tatami. That's oftentimes a really bad idea.
Yeah. As you can see how he ended up hurting his wrist.
Up next, we have RJ McKeon. He is the head instructor and founder at our club, SoCal Swords.
And was my first cutting teacher.
He is well known for his cutting.
Yes. Actually competed on that Forged in Fire Knife for Death for cutting.
He did.
And did very well.
You may begin when ready.
So him being able to adjust on the fly and still catch a little bit of that tatami, actually that's amazing.
It fell in the absolute wrong direction for him to reach it. He was still able to put the weight on it.
You guys can't hear me? All right, I'm getting closer.
Part of that is because we're cutting. It just tends to make people speak in hushed tones.
This is essentially the golf of FEMA.
I
Sky
also
Hill-
speak in frequencies most humans can't hear.
I'm sorry, what was that? Okay. Yeah. A friend of ours used to come in here and do what was called sword golf, and she would do a running commentary only to her friends in the corner of what was happening, making it like a golf tournament. Stepping with an Albion, one of the Principe, one of the more common weapons chosen for cutting.
For
because
competition
for
specifically.
competition, yes. The blade profile is so thin it can virtually sail through mats. However, the trade-off is it doesn't have the mass of some of the heavier blades. For this type of a cut, it can be chosen because it is able to redirect more quickly than some heavier weapons, but it has the disadvantage of it doesn't have the reach.
Which did not seem to affect John Miller.
So he was able to get a second cut. However, that second cut hit the first mat, or hit the part of the mat that was not cut. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get any points for that.
It does need to hit the part of the mat that is falling. exceptional recovery.
You can tell by the reaction of the crowd, that was an impressive cut. The mat virtually stood still through his first cut, allowing him to precisely strike the second one.
Now, there have been times where you can actually cut through the mat and it will literally stay right where you cut.
We will now have the bronze medal match for Messer as they set up the advanced longsword cutting feat number 2.
I'm so sad that we didn't live stream the initial rounds because I believe in the advanced, that was actually one of Myles' Cupp's first cuts yesterday. The mat did completely stand still.
Oh, that's always such a beautiful thing to see. Now we got Dashiell Harrison out of the Pacific Northwest. I think he's with IFG.
IFG, Indus Ferox Gladio. And
Judges, please attend to the ring.
and who was our other fighter?
Michael DeSimone. I'm not very familiar with him. He's been fighting great the whole tournament.
Michael does have some fans in the chat right now.
Excellent. It looks like we have Patrick Tarzi as our director. No.
Ready? Fight!
Very nice parry riposte there from Dashiell.
Another gold cut to torso.
Extremely fast exchange.
Fight!
Dashiell being a bit of a conundrum to fight for me because he is a left-handed. Looks like we have one judge indicating the strike from white fighter was flat.
So flat, just like we were seeing over there earlier in cutting, if you hit someone with the flat of the sword, it's not actually going to cut into them. So we try to respect that when it comes to our tournament fighting or even in our sparring, that we want to see what's called edge alignment, where the edge would actually bite into the target.
All of these are going to be determining what we would call quality.
Oh, they're calling it quality. Good, because I thought that hit pretty close.
Target. I agree with this judge, flat cut to torso with afterblow. Ready? Fight!
Dash throwing a double cut. Yeah, looks like
Target.
black fighter got him on the way in.
Flat cut to head afterblow.
So the afterblow is denoting that you did not successfully escape from your attack. That the person who got hit initially was able to do their own attack and hit them afterwards. The ideal in sword fighting is to not get hit.
Target. I agree. Gold cut to torso with afterblow. Ready?
That was a very close tempo afterblow. But he didn't initiate the cut.
Very nice parry riposte. Parry being that Dashiell defended the initial strike from Michael and then cut him in the torso or in the body.
And parry being a defensive move where you block your opponent's sword, putting the fence into fencing.
A stab there from Michael, or also what we call a thrust.
Torso with afterblow.
Match white.
That's white.
Match to Dashiell.
It's
Very well
always
fought.
fun watching a righty fight a lefty.
It is not fun fighting a lefty when you're a righty.
Things are in the wrong place.
Exactly. Jastinder and I have both faced Dash in many of tournaments.
Fourth place out, Michael DeSimone. In third place, Dash Harrison.
Double Dash Harrison.
moving on to our second advanced cutting feat. Again, they were not told these ahead of time, so they had no time to prepare. We can only guess what they might be deciding to have a feat for.
We're still preparing the cutting, so we're going to move on to the gold medal messer match.
Here are my fencers! On black, Sam Ryals!
With the undoubtable Sam Ryals in black. And JJ Hoang stepping up as white fighter.
If you were here in 2024 for Combat Con, Sam Ryals is no stranger to gold medal matches.
He kind of stripped mine.
Now, both of these guys are actually from the same club. I think it's out of Ohio?
Yes.
Okay.
It's got a very long name.
Yeah.
Fighters looking for that measure, trying not to overcommit to anything. Sam playing reach games.
He's making those attempts, but he's very good about getting out of measure quickly.
Yes. It's sort of what I watched.
Lightning fast exchange.
Judges, target. I agree with this judge. Black Cup torso with afterblow. Ready? Fit!
Now, when it comes to scoring, these afterblows will lose you points, so it is important to cover yourself.
So afterblow as well? No? All right, we're gonna go black, cross torso, clean.
Looks like that black afterblow's
Ready?
caught on the cross guard move to me.
Yeah, and Samuel's a very long fighter. He's tall. JJ usually has a very tight control of the center line, but it's difficult to get in when you have a rifle and your opponent has artillery. You can see just how intense this fight is with those sparks.
We're gonna go black cut to arm. Ready, cut!
2 minutes into this match, if you are watching on HEMA scorecard right now, Samuel has 4 points and JJ has 0.
Oh. We're changing that right now, though.
Gold cut to torso with afterblow. Ready, cut!
Yep.
Score is now sitting at 4-1.
JJ trying to deal with the exceeding reach that Samuelson has.
Now JJ's a very patient fighter, waiting to find that exact line where he can come in.
Just waiting for that opening. Swift and strong, which I believe is why Sam is reinforcing his blade with those parries.
It did look from this end that he might have not covered that afterblow.
No.
So to hit a limb and then get an afterblow, you actually end up with 0 points.
We're getting close to a tied score here now, making this match even more tense. Oh.
Actually, it's 4-3. Wow!
Beautifully executed.
JJ just timed that perfectly.
That was some crackerjack timing for that strike. Literally,
Yeah.
the knock rising as the other blade was coming back.
Gold clean to thrust to torso.
Match white.
That's white gold.
And just like that, JJ comes from behind to take the win.
Yes. Beautiful match. And thank you everybody for coming to Combat Con. This is Gary Loeffler, and I will be stepping out to attend the wedding. Enjoy the rest of the finals.
Thanks, Gary. entertaining match from our Gem City friends. We love to see it. We loved seeing a good comeback.
Oh, absolutely. Now, neither one of those guys was really an underdog. They were or expected to win. They've both fought each other many, many times, and this was just a beautiful display of their skill and their ability to read measure, which is a distance between the two fighters, as well as the tempo and being able to launch their attacks at just the right moment.
Now that we're moving on, we get to see Phil explaining the second feat to the advanced cutters. I'm always amazed at how straight-faced they can be. I don't see a single nerve on them, but I know there's so much going through their heads.
Just trying to interpret what Phil says and being able to take it all in the moment, and then being like, okay, now I got to go do this. That's a lot to take in like a few seconds, and then walk out there and swing your sword.
The benefit of being in open cutting was I knew all of my feats in advance. I had weeks to practice and perfect these things, but going into it completely cold is why they're advanced fighters.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got 2 mats. Did you catch what the feats were?
I did not, but it does look like Dan is coming in with the Alexandria, which I would expect him to use for a double mat, so that's exciting.
Let me grab another chair.
There's a chair right there.
Okay, sweet.
And then also joining us is going to be Isaac Humbert.
Good evening.
And Isaac's our rapier specialist, and well, single-handed. Oh, we're going to go right back over to our pedal. That was clean, very clean, beautiful cut.
Gene, if you go that way just a little bit, then move the camera just a little bit.
Just another very clean cut. Being able to maintain that edge alignment, traveling through both those mats with the spacing between, is it takes a lot of structure and skill.
Yeah, just I have a hard enough time trying to get through one match.
Right.
So I did get the chance to ask. These are going to be basic cuts similar to the open cutters, but they do have to do a 5th additional cut, so we'll see what that is.
So there's that 5th additional cut, the false edge rising from right to left.
I really appreciate how he maximized the amount of cuts left on that mat. Very clean, but very close to the stand. Excellent control and accuracy.
And he did end up with a bit of a mountain. Now, a mountain is where you cut through a mat in opposite directions twice, and you end up with a part that has, well, it's basically, it looks like a mountain.
You've cut through the previous cut.
Yes, you've cut through the previous cut and left some of that cutting angle from the previous cut.
Was it a lonely mountain? Lord of the Rings references are hopefully welcome.
Up next is, again, Ryan Shapiro from Tattershaw.
Can you slow back?
So the first mat was cut clean, but the second one had an angle change inside of it. And those angle changes are called scallops, and those are point deductions.
Now, just correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like the competitors have changed their form just a little bit to get through both of those mats. You see a little bit more of a wind-up, a little bit more power to force the way through both of those mats. It's much more difficult to cut through too, so we're seeing some change in technique.
We were talking about this earlier. There's so much in cutting where you don't necessarily need to use strength. It does change a little bit on a double mat because you do need to focus more on that second cut, kind of contrary to what we see with a double cut, where you want to focus on that first cut primarily. Here you want to really focus on cutting through that second mat and having good structure to make it through the first.
That's a peg hit right there.
A little different sound.
So this is sort of a fun challenge for cutters is when you don't have good mat economy and you get closer to the spike that is holding up your tatami, there is the possibility of hitting that spike and that will lose you points.
So to go back to those big windups from earlier, a lot of times that's to help generate more speed, and because when you get the momentum moving, it helps to carry that edge traveling along the same line. It's a different type of technique.
It's actually not required to have a decent cut. While some do it, it does lose you points. It's something we call chambering. So if you see the tip of your sword go back before you go for a descending swing, you are what's called chambering, that you're doing that wind up. It will generate you speed, but it will lose you points because it is not actually necessary for a good cut.
And that's probably helpful for some of our viewers realizing that they're not just judging the cut itself, but also the technique behind it. Beautiful cut from RJ McKeon.
So many fun moments we didn't get to live stream from the previous cutting rounds.
Ooh, that was lovely.
During RJ's semaphores on one of his ascending cuts, what we would call an Unterhau in German longsword, he decided to change to a reverse grip just to be silly, and that was a fun moment for everyone.
And talking about also judging the competitor, they are getting judged on their movement and then how they start and when they finish. So things like the chambering, whether they're turning their back to
that
the
overcommitted
target.
shoulder, definitely.
So trying to conserve mat there cost him a little bit.
We do see a little bit of that fraying on that second mat. And as we mentioned, there are certain things that the judges are looking at. Fraying of the mat definitely does indicate an imperfect cut, and that will lose him a couple points.
And this is also a good time to bring up that there are actually two judges judging the cutting. One person watching the competitor, the other one taking a look at the mats. And I'm not sure which is which, but
so we have Russell, who's actually judging the martial quality of the cuts. So he'll be looking at, are you overcommitting your shoulder? Are you chambering? And then we have Philip Martin, who's looking at the mat for quality of the cut. So this is a group effort to judge. Excellent.
So that last one was a shield howl from RJ, which is a false edge cut, meaning he used the back edge of his sword, and also he changed the angle of the sword, so it's a cut coming from his side instead of directly in front of him.
Now, a false edge cut, you will have to get closer to the mat to cut on the same spot you would a true edge, so he's got to be very in tune with his measure when doing his cuts. We have John Merrill up next. I believe I was told John is fresh out of an ACL surgery, so he definitely is showing off a bit.
He was literally using two canes to direct like an hour ago.
It definitely, it would bruise my ego a little to come into this completely fresh and see someone so skilled fresh out of ACL surgery.
Right?
An excellent cut.
And again, that's an excellent example of not having to use a lot of speed or
Yes,
power.
you can be very stationary and have an excellently structured cut.
I do know that Mr. Merrill has been reviewing a lot of swords lately on his YouTube channel. He's been diligently practicing his cutting, and it definitely shows.
Now we are going to rotate for the cuts on the opposite plane. This is a great time to bring up another one of our platinum sponsors. We have Valiant Armory here this weekend. I did personally purchase a sword, the Brighton from Valiant Armory. I'm a big fan of them. They will do custom work. They make amazing scabbards. It's always great to see them at tournaments. So thank you again to Valiant Armory for being one of our platinum sponsors at this event. Oh, not all the way through that second mat. That's rough. Impressive nonetheless. A little premature there. He still has one cut left.
And then there was that ACL injury coming into play right there. He was having a hard time putting his weight onto his right leg for that. I think he was trying to middle howl, which is a flat horizontal cut going from right to left.
Middle hows are complicated for most people who cut. It's something I train constantly, haven't quite mastered. You see that failed a lot in these 6 basic cuts when doing open cutting. It's a very difficult one. It's easy to shear the tatami and not quite make it all the way through. And a lot of people tend to try to power through it with muscle, but that's really going to be where edge alignment comes into place.
Fourth place, John Merrill. Brian Spiro. Gold medalist, Archie McKeon. Gold medalist, Dan Chung.
I'm gonna steal the spotlight for a moment just to be super proud of my club for our cutting. We always see our club mates in advanced cutting, and of course RJ and Dan having taught most of us everything we know. So I am super excited to see them take first and second. We are moving on to the Rapier bronze match.
Then this is single rapier, where they're using the rapier alone without any offhand device.
It's the purest and truest form of rapier, Justinder.
Noted, Isaac.
No bias at all.
You must be able to both defend and attack with the rapier in this context, and that is very difficult, especially fencers that train primarily rapier and dagger. Having just the sword alone is really the foundation of rapier fencing. We have 2 very skilled fencers here, one from Phoenix Society, and then I know that Sam is coming out of Ohio. I believe that's the Gem City.
Yes. And Brian actually focuses on Fabris. And I'm not quite sure what style Samuel does.
I really appreciate that they're getting a feel for each other here. Neither of them committing too early. Both of them attempting to gain control over the sword. Both of them deciding to fence in engagement instead of having the sword refused. And it's very interesting for us to watch that game play out.
Well, Rapier's not my forte. I feel like we saw a little bit of this when Sam was doing his Messer tournament. He's very patient, very calculated.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There's a single intention attack launch there. I didn't see it initially make contact. It looks like the judges say so.
Yeah, it looked like they're calling his at Brian.
White fencer, thrust to torso.
Yes, they're going to call that a thrust to torso from our white fencer.
All right.
Oh, and they're adding an afterblow. So a fun little tidbit, I don't know if anyone else was here during SoCal Sword Fight, but I remember Myles telling us the tip of the rapier is actually the fastest thing in all of sports. It's faster than a race car, faster than any other sport object. So this is incredibly difficult to judge. You have to have a clear mind, open eyes.
Thrust to torso.
Looks like
Good honor from Sam Ryals.
both of these fencers launching very committed attacks. When they decide to attack, it's a very committed attack. And it can be difficult to parry the afterblow if you've abandoned your body forward. A little bit of feinting action from Sam, trying to get a reaction out of his opponent, but it doesn't really work for him, so he's back out of measure. And we're back to probing.
Carry on.
You can see Brian looking for that arm thrust in there.
Yes, he is. Briefly, we see Sam go into a hanging guard in primo or secunda. And that's very intimidating. We've got a little bit of a grapple action there.
Back up a little bit, Messi, and I'd actually like to...
For those watching, you're using Italian rapier terms, correct? Primo and secunda, these are things.
Yeah, those are two of the 4 Italian guards, and when a tall fencer takes a guard extended in second or first, it's very difficult to predict what angle that they're going to thrust down in. But Sam knows that his low line is pretty vulnerable with the shorter fencer against him, so I think he's keeping his sword pretty central.
I want to say he's taking a piece out of Rob Childs' book, waving that hand around in the air.
Sam's changing his tactics quite a bit. We see some feints with cuts, and then an attempt at a cut that looks like the judges are calling a double.
Very hard to judge when you got those swords flying so quickly. And the
Judges score for me. Black target.
It looks like they're going to call that initial cut to head
with afterblow.
from Sam.
Match black.
Match black.
Match goes to Sam Ryals.
So the reason it seemed like there wasn't a lot happening is that they took a lot of time probing each other and looking for the opening.
As it should be. I don't want to die. Do you want to die, Justin?
I don't want to die.
No.
Yeah, rule number 1 of sword fighting, don't get hit.
And be patient.
Being patient definitely helps with that.
So, fourth place, Brian Kolden!
Congratulations to Brian. And that is the Phoenix Society of Historical Swordsmanship. Bronze medal going to Sam Ryals from Gem City Duelists.
We now have the gold medal match for singles rapier.
This is an exciting one we're all looking forward to. We have Myles Cupp versus Sawyer Freschi. This is a match everyone is waiting to see.
Now Sawyer actually learned a lot of his technique from Myles, so that's going to just add layers of, what's going to happen here.
Maybe there's something Myles didn't tell him.
Myles made a joke yesterday that if he wins, he's proving that Sawyer can't win unless Myles is cornering him.
We shall see. Both very competent fencers, and I really appreciate how much effort Myles has put into his rapier over the many years that he's been training and practicing rapier at SoCal Swords.
big Rapier favorites in the community. This is going to be an exciting match.
They're both very polite, I have to say.
They're so polite.
Very gentlemanly.
And very focused right now.
Absolutely.
Wow. You can see it on their faces.
Sawyer immediately into the attack, but
There was
Myles
no
is not
hesitation.
having it. Nice parry. Excellent. You can see Sawyer's a little bit more athletic.
There's something to be said about being in your prime.
Sawyer has lost his weapon.
I believe there are points for a disarm.
Can we clarify that? I'm not sure. But certainly, had that been a real duel, we have a very clear victor there.
Myles did the honorable thing, which was just presenting that threat as opposed to going in for the thrust while he's already lost his weapon.
No exchange, safety hold for lost weapon.
Ooh, they are going to call it no exchange.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. We want to see more fighting anyways.
I'm certainly ready to see more of this.
This is the fun part about being part of these live streams is we do get the front row seat to all of this.
All right, we had a flurry of exchanges there. They're calling the initial action thrust ahead from Sawyer to Myles. It's a nice feint disengage to the outside line, thrust over the arm from Sawyer to Myles.
And he held that in place and locked out Myles from the afterblow.
Excellent. It's an attempted parry riposte from Myles. We're not sure if it was the initial contact from Sawyer and then a riposte from Myles. The judges are figuring that out. You'll notice that Sawyer closed in on Myles' riposte and attempted to redouble the attack. Brief safety hold
Maybe
there.
it didn't miss.
Sawyer's going to fix his bent blade. Nothing done.
If we thought Rapier was hard to judge before, these
So,
two have
there
so
was a-
much intention.
Clean
There was a-
thrust from Myles to Sawyer. Oh,
Wow,
you see a clean
there's a
bend.
big bend in the
Yeah.
blade on that one.
Yeah. It's hard to see. It happens very, very quickly. We had a feint high, cut low to the leg. Sawyer cutting Myles' leg.
White cut the foot, which is an illegal target.
Oh, they're calling it the foot, not the leg.
Nothing done. Very energetic. Myles had a beautiful riposte, but it was passe on the mask.
I think that was blocked. My mistake. No exchange.
No exchange.
Wow. Wow.
Remember, you had a replay challenge.
Myles definitely knows Sawyer's measure. That's really interesting to note. Sawyer's attempted to give some single intention attacks several times, and he is just out of distance. Sawyer self-acknowledging a thrust to his high line.
We've got both judges calling off.
Good honor.
It's always helpful when the fencers clarify for the judges. Myles flushes at Sawyer. Can't tell if anything really made contact.
I believe that was deflected and then white thrust to leg.
Challenge. All right. Director needs to review the replay and challenge the call of the field. Director.
All right. So the debate right now is as Myles committed to that flesh, it looked like maybe Sawyer had a parry riposte to the leg.
Okay.
And that's what they're challenging right now
Gotta do it
before the ring out.
as slow as we can. That is.
First thing, there's a rule clarification.
This is a new one for CombatCon. We have not in the past had an instant replay or an ability to review the footage. So this is new for us, having this this ability to go back and challenge these exchanges.
Back to one.
Next year, we're actually going to have ghost fighters that we could review.
I I did want to call attention to what excellent fencing that we're witnessing here for the gold medal match. Both of these gentlemen have worked so hard on their single rapier. Sawyer's been training very intensely for a short period of time, and Myles has been training over a long period of time, and you can see a lovely exchange of skill.
It really is an honor to see this for the final Combat Con and to be a part of this.
Yes, it's a good way to send off single rapier tournaments here at Combat Con. I will note that both of these fencers are using the Castile signature rapier, and the end of that rapier is very, very quick. It is almost like a foil, and it's very difficult to see it move, and even to feel it or see it bend on the opponent just because of how small it is. And so the judges have a little extra challenge here with how quick these rapiers are moving.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first year that Sawyer's moved out of the U18 division into the regular open and advanced rapier tournaments.
I believe so. I believe he did turn 18 this year.
So I'm sure some of our more seasoned fighters were just excited to see him move into their field.
I'm sure they were thrilled. Couldn't have said it better. Both of these fencers taking advantage of the minute or two to compose themselves, take a little rest, breathe a little bit as the judges continue to review the exchange. Looks like they're coming to a conclusion pretty quickly. All right, we have our verdict. Extensive.
Okay, so if I'm seeing this correctly, sorry, you push down, it thrusts into your own leg before you counter thrust, which would make this black thrusty leg with after.
All right, so I'm going to clarify the initial point was a thrust to Sawyer's leg from Myles before the ring out.
So our judge did clarify each player gets the opportunity to challenge the call once, where they will review instant replay. I believe the purpose of that is to not ask for a challenge each and every exchange, which would hold up this match just way too long.
I paused time. It was that time when you called the hold.
One more exchange, we can do it. Match goes to Sawyer.
I feel like it might have been helpful to know that the match was at time beforehand. That might have saved us the...
Nonetheless, a very good contest.
Now to add another layer of complexity for the judges, we're going to be adding in another weapon.
Complexity and violence, Justinder.
Yes,
this is going to be much more
violence.
As Maestro Longino has been teaching this weekend, has been teaching small sword, and he loves the word genteel. This will not be genteel.
Yes, because now if they get too close to each other, they can't simply push off with the offhand, but they're going to be stabbed or shanking each other.
Yes, sir. That seems rather pessimistic of me. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to see some beautiful fencing here.
Seiji, let's go! Woo!
Now, Jason Wakefield has a lot of experience from the SCA before, outside of HEMA, and it's a bit of a different style than an approach to rapier fencing than HEMA is.
And his opponent is Seiji Nagai. He's, I believe, a local here in Las Vegas.
Is, right here in Vegas.
Representing Las Vegas, I believe, originally from ARMA, a callback to the very early days of historical fencing, and now representing the Noble Science Academy here in Las Vegas. You can tell both these fencers know their measure. Both of them poising or positioning their daggers very advantageously. Seiji deciding to present the dagger forward, whereas his opponent is keeping his rapier more forward. Seiji is attempting to cut to the leg, but he is out of measure to do that, and he doesn't have the tempo either. you'll notice that we have a definite aggressor. Seiji's decided to try and control the fight through aggression.
Black thrust head.
As he
We
was going
had
for
a parry
that,
riposte.
Yeah, he went for that leg cut though, which dropped his rapier and opened up a hole for Jason to come in and thrust the head.
Beautiful. Good measure as well. Now, that was hard for us to see here commentating, but it looked like a double to me. What do you think, Jacinder? Like a cut and a thrust combined towards the head.
Yeah.
Once again, Seiji's taken initiative. He's probing. His opponent's patiently waiting to see if he'll give him the time to counter. The room is pretty tense right now. Everyone is really focused on this fight.
Now they both seem to be using pretty long rapiers.
They are.
So.
I am quite sure that black stripes came in on the arm. So blacks cut the arm.
Okay, and some of the fencers are clarifying right now.
That was actually white first, which we believe missed, followed by his follow back, which is going to mean.
It can be hard to judge when there's the tempo of the cut and the tempo of the thrust, which are very different. What the timing of those are.
And that's another one of the difficult things about rapier and daggers. The cuts are easier to see because the thrust can come in so quickly, in and out. Oh, that one was a very evident.
Seiji definitely planted a thrust to the torso.
Yeah.
White.
It was an attempted afterblow, but I don't think it made it.
Both judges are playing after, so we will call after.
All right, they're giving his opponent the afterblow.
Fence!
Seiji coming in with some very interesting footwork, kind of a feinting action to hopefully get his opponent to move. But they're maintaining the measure very nicely. The counter cut in time.
Both on doubles. Double hit.
Time, match black.
Time.
That's black. All right. That was close.
That was it. Yeah, just 3-1.
It does feel like a lot of doubles, but I feel like I see that a lot in these finals matches when you get to these levels where everyone is so...
Fourth place going to Seiji Nagai from Noble Science Academy, Las Vegas.
Jason
Wakefield of Fireblood, also I believe here in Las Vegas. I think it's a local group, Fireblood.
Jason wasn't even scorecarding him, but he's been in this community helping out forever.
Congratulations to Jason for the bronze medal.
Yes, absolutely. Well deserved.
Rapier and dagger on flag by me, Mike Roth.
So Mike Roth's coming from Heartland, Hema, originally from Kansas City, Missouri, but then he moved out to Florida.
And then we've got Andy Huang. He's coming out of Reno, Nevada. I believe fencing with the Black Tigers. Both of these gentlemen very well seasoned in their rapier and dagger, and both well-known competitors.
You too. I'm going to destroy you.
Now again, we see some probing actions from both fencers. Mike's looking for that tempo and measure in which he can commit to that initial attack. He likes to flesh in with his rapier, and he also really favors the cut. A lot of cuts from Mike. Looks like he led with a cut.
Yeah, he stepped into measure, and it looks like Andy try to take advantage of.
See Mike decline the points. No exchange. Wow. Both fencers moving towards each other. We don't have an angle here in the booth to see whether either of those points landed.
Okay, you saw black cross torso, you saw black cross torso at afterglow. Okay. Black cross torso with afterglow.
Mike, absolutely explosive going in there on that
Yep,
thrust.
he's very fast, very, very quick fencer. And he knows exactly when he should start moving. Andy being very cautious.
You did say he favored those cuts.
Yes, Mike definitely has some techniques with cutting with a rapier that are unusual. I haven't seen from very many other fencers. A lot of feinting actions with the cut and then landing on the leg or arm.
No.
A good leg.
Clean leg cut from Andy to Mike.
So Andy's really trying to time Mike's moving in.
Yes, he
letting
is.
Mike.
It's a tough job.
Yeah. Mike moves very quickly. Oh, we are tied back up. This is an excellent match.
Oh, wow. Right. Simultaneous attack. And, yeah. It'll be interesting to see Andy attempting that leg cut again, but Mike took the time on that cut to close in. All right, looks like Andy landed the cut.
But the afterblow actually negates it back to 0.
It does. And I thought that.
Again.
So the judges see.
So
Mike trying to challenge the call before it's been made.
he's a competitor. Good honor.
Well, Andy was being silly at the beginning of the match, saying he was going to destroy Mike. He is being a very honorable fighter.
What was that thing you were saying earlier about violence?
Yeah, look, I was wrong all along. See, that's what I get for being pessimistic. Congratulations on the silver medal to Andy. Gold medal to Mike Roth from Heartland Hema. Flew all the way out from Florida. Which ones are they? I know you don't. You want this chair? Okay. Step on in here.
Actually, Isaac, stay there.
Wow. Did they just do that?
Yes, they did.
Did they really just do that?
It is very confusing. Is it a lightsaber or is it a lightweight saber?
We'll just have to wait and see. This is Gary Litford rejoining you on our live stream announcement.
Gary, what is a saber?
Saber is a sharp piece of metal that's really long, usually with some kind of a protected bell guard or other knuckle guard. Often curved, sometimes not. How would you define a saber?
I agree with your assessment. And I believe this is the lightweight saber category, which I believe is 600 grams is the minimum. That's about 1.3 pounds. And up to, I don't know what the maximum weight is before it magically turns into a heavy saber.
Magically.
But we can expect a much faster pace here with these very maneuverable weapons.
Almost a gentleman's weapon.
Almost. So close.
So close.
Not quite there.
It's like it's trying to be. Just doesn't quite cut it, or maybe it cuts it too much.
Okay. Looks like 730 grams is our maximum weight for these swords, and anything heavier than that is going to be in the heavyweight Saber division.
Quiet in the hall, please.
Who do we have here, Gary? Who are these fine fencers that are ready to fence?
Ready? Fighter salute.
We have Sean Graham in black and Sheik, Bacchus in white.
Right. Very interesting. Now, I've fenced Sheik before, and he is an imposing opponent.
I would agree with that assessment.
He's got excellent technical ability, but also very tall, has a long reach. He's a tough opponent. And very parry or post.
Seems to favor the cutting.
Can a Saber cut? Is that something that they do?
Okay, wine cut to torso with afterblow. Ready, cut!
Right. Sheik's really using his measure.
He is, and he's starting definitely trying to bait him in with that low guard without his point online. Not presenting a threat to your opponent when you're in the middle of fencing is it's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see how it plays out for him. Now, which two fencing clubs are these fencers representing today?
It looks like Sean is from Blackfriar School of Fencing, and Sheik is coming to us from School of St. George.
Excellent. All right.
Okay, do you have a challenge? Just go ahead and pause it.
Okay, judges
And our
in.
fencer is going to use his one challenge, so they are going to go ahead and review the footage that we
Is
have.
Sean challenging or Sheik challenging?
The timing was
I
so
believe that was Sheik challenging.
No Sheik challenge.
Oh yeah, he definitely hit first.
Okay, that's
All
what
right.
he's...
Judges
Yeah, I see.
are clarifying the action right now.
Okay.
Seems like it didn't take very long, unlike single rapier.
I wasn't...
These are much larger weapons, a little
one more
easier to
angle.
see.
Yes. Cut is always easier to judge than a thrust.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right. We have a consensus from the judges.
We've got wine cut to arm with afterblow.
So I can go possibly.
Ready,
So that would be one scoring action, and then minus 1 point for the afterblow, so no score.
Sean's going to need a comeback. Sheik is really probing with his footwork, but keeping his blade refused.
Target. I agree with this judge. Gold cut to arm with afterblow. White cut to arm with afterblow. Ready, cut. Judges.
I think
Judges are not in agreement. It was a tough call.
it looked like they hit each other in this
Double
angle.
hit.
Yeah. Both cutting to the high line.
Simultaneously.
And Sean's going to need to change his strategy.
I almost feel he needs to take more of the ring. He's playing himself on the edge, doesn't have a lot of room to work with.
Torso with afterblow. Ready, hit.
But we have a tie match at this point.
Hold. Judges.
No exchange.
No agreement, no exchange.
All right. Sean's deciding to use his challenge. Yeah.
I'm not sure what we saw there. We'll find out.
I think I know what I said.
Yeah,
Oh.
Gary, do you think they use their challenge just to sneak in a break, a little rest?
I would.
This looks tiring.
But what if I was Sheik fighting the way he's fighting? I could not sustain that for an entire Saber match.
It's impressive. A lot of physical conditioning.
But yeah.
Okay, so...
I've seen him fight before, and I haven't fenced him, but I've seen him fight, and I've seen him fight at quarterfinal level, and he does put on the heat in his movement and everything.
Unlike what we saw in the Rapier match, this challenge is actually going to make a big difference because they are at a tied score right now. So whether we're at time or not, it would make a difference.
What are we seeing?
I saw his arm extend, but I'm not sure if they actually.
I think this might add a little tension. This review.
It does indeed.
What are they gonna decide when they look at that video?
Okay, earlier.
It's definitely an advantageous tool, so we don't end up with finals ending with, people review it later on YouTube and see that, oh, that was a completely flat hit, or that cut was not a cut, it was a thrust, it missed. Yeah, that's, we want these things to end as cleanly as possible.
Gary, I always go to YouTube when I want to know the real winner of all these events and tournaments.
Hold on, I have to wipe the sarcasm off my face for that comment.
I think it's a great idea to have the footage available immediately. It's a lot of extra work to make that happen too.
I'm hoping we see that at more events, however. I do agree with the idea of giving the as opposed to reviewing every call, if the fighters agree with it, let it play on and give them the chance to challenge a call.
And typically there's always just that one that's controversial and you wish you knew what happened.
Exactly. Or sometimes you know what happened and it didn't go the way that you know it happened. So you use that challenge and you find out you were right or you were wrong. This one looks pretty close, so the judges are still conferring.
Combat Con should release a compilation of all of the challenged exchanges. You can comb through them. That'd be really interesting.
I don't know how long they've been doing it, but I know the last time I fought a final here, there were no challenges.
This would be the first
year.
year.
Yeah, brand new. And that was 2021, last time I was in the final here.
Yes, this is our first time having the ability to watch an instant replay to challenge a match.
I know some tournaments are doing it from trying to get at least 2 angles. The first time I fought in a match was the charity tournament Phoenix Society put on. It was a $100 buy-in charity match with a feder and a custom brewed beverage on the line. And they had
stakes are high.
Stakes are very high. And they had 4 angles of cameras going for every exchange.
None of us were confident as to whether contact was made.
So it looks like even the review of the video did not help, so we're going to watch that exchange.
People ready? Fighters ready?
Still had a tie.
Sheik feinted to the high inside and cut underneath the arm. He's got the measure to do it.
Very, very tactical move.
Academy of Fencing in 4th place. Well done.
In 3rd place, Sheik Bacchus!
Sheik Bacchus from Scholar St. George taking the bronze medal in lightweight saber.
Lightweighting the weapons and the fighters.
After the live stream, I now need the gold match. Tony Huang on black. Tony!
Next we've got Tony Huang from the Black Tigers and Grant Parrinello from Einhorn, LA. They seem to have positive emotions.
I believe they've met.
Maybe once or twice.
No, these are longtime competitors. I met Tony Huang here at Combat Con in 2016, and I met Grant in 2018 at SoCal Sword.
All right. People ready? Judges ready? Fighters salute. Next!
Starting off with a little bit of probing, but ultimately Tony deciding to go for that low line cut, but was punished for it on the high line.
He catches a lot of fighters off guard with that, and them assuming with his height he won't duck low, and he does. Looks like we had a block with the bell guard.
Black cut to arm.
Clean cut to arm. It looks like the judges are calling. Yep.
It's your hit. Are you admitting to an afterblow?
I felt contact. It's not asking instead of time.
Tony clarifying whether there was an afterblow in time. He's acknowledging that he was hit by his opponent.
Tony trying to be the honorable fighter and giving his opponent an afterblow, thereby negating his hit. We are still at 0-0.
It's interesting, we see a lot more linear footwork in this match than we did in the bronze medal match.
Yep.
Judges are calling a cut to arm from Grant to Tony, and Grant says nope.
Nope. Recognize an afterblow.
Black cut to leg. Ready, hit.
I really appreciate the footwork in this match. Tony got that leg cut. He's been wanting it.
But he didn't sacrifice his head for it this time.
No, he's using his measure.
Yep. For the leg cut, you have to. Tony getting that arm out there as bait, trying to bait that strike. Grant is not falling for it.
Grant's taking initiative. Ooh. Got a nice
Grant with lovely parry
low line cut.
I agree that the two were very much in time. Double hit.
Oh, calling double.
Ready?
Tony showing his Canadian side, apologizing to his opponents.
Apologizing for the double. I apologize for all my doubles too, Gary.
Hold. Bring it real quick.
Can I get you, Tony? No? You have a challenge.
You have a challenge. Somebody from the crowd yelling about a challenge.
No agreement, no exchange. Then we're ready? Ready, set. Hold.
That was,
one judge saying low
yeah,
quality.
That was difficult to see. I would agree with no quality.
Parried to me.
It looked like they were both parried. There might have been some flex or whip from the blades, but I don't think I would call that quality. But let's find out what the judges here. We could be wrong.
A good use of a challenge, I think.
That looked like it was like almost entirely on the guard.
I felt just ever so slight touch right here, but
Yeah, he's even saying it.
Boom, boom, boom. So I feel like I'm seeing Grant Tony after.
Actually, I have to take time.
I don't think so. Second.
This is a good time to talk about one of our platinum sponsors. That's CAS Iberia. You might also know them as Hanway.
CAS Iberia.
Yeah. They are a fantastic company. They've been providing the historical fencing, HEMA, etc. communities with weapons for a very long time. You know when they started as a company, Gary? It's a long, long time ago.
Siberia, I remember seeing their stuff in catalogs in the 90s.
I have a catalog from the 90s. It's a wonderful thing to look through. It makes nostalgic.
Trip down memory lane. I believe I might still have one too. Yeah,
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm. CAS Iberia's been doing swords longer than I have, so.
Absolutely. We're really appreciative of them sponsoring Combat Con and offering a fantastic selection of weapons of all different disciplines.
I believe there might be one of theirs on the floor. I think Tony Wan might actually be fighting with one.
Do we all own a Hanway blade?
I do.
I don't think anybody doesn't own a Hanway blade.
Exactly.
Tony's actually fighting with Castillo.
First thing
Judges and directors still reviewing the footage. Looks like we're still in debate.
so that was a
The fighters themselves even had a little mini, very friendly, but they were having a debate what they thought hit or not, trying to hash it out for themselves in an honorable fashion, as I know both of these two gentlemen are.
yeah, that might
I think they should just go out for a drink and forget about this whole thing. Next time to bear. Alright, they've come to a decision.
Looks like we have a decision.
What do we got? Target. I saw it as well. Black cut the head with afterglow.
Alright. Black cut the head with afterglow.
The initial strike from white determines landed flat.
Okay. So the judges say the initial strike from white fighter landed flat.
Ready?
And we're back in business. Let's see what happens. Grant taking initiative with his footwork. Tony giving measure just a bit. Attempting that low line leg cut.
Timing on that was pretty tough. I'm gonna go with this judge here. Black cut to head with afterglow. Ready?
Match flat.
Match left.
Match to Tony Huang of the Black Tigers. With Grant Parrinello of Einhorn coming in fourth.
Thank you for a great match. Holy shit.
If I believe this is right, for silver! Oh, FIBA scorecard. I can't read his last name. Sorry.
Yes.
For silver, Grant Parrinello!
Yes, Grant was silver. Tony Huang with the gold.
And for gold, Tony Huang! All right, what's our next weapon?
Oh,
Yeah,
and now we get the heavy
Saber
saber
heavy.
category. This
Saber heavy!
let's see if we can notice, other than the weight of the weapons and the speed at which they move, any difference in the tactics the fighters will use. I'm hoping we'll see something similar to the second match we just saw, the Golden match, where it's a measured game, but we'll find out.
After my accusation of violence earlier with Rapier and Dagger, I'm hesitant to make the same for heavyweight Saber. But I have suspicions.
Based on whatever evidence.
A face we've seen earlier today, we have Michael DeSimone in black, and on the white corner we have Tristan Fackler from Loyal Order of the Sword.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful for me, apparently.
Don't say that 7 times fast.
Now, both of these guys are from Eugene, Oregon, and they fight with each other
Oh, they
regularly.
know each other.
They
Well,
do
we
know
have
each
the
other very
Pacific
well.
Northwest
Yes.
representing.
All right.
I do notice they're both wearing the signature Loyal Order codpiece, so that does speak to some familiarity.
It's so subtle, I barely noticed. Thanks for pointing that out, Gary.
Subtle like your point work and your jokes.
So these are sabers above, is it 730 grams?
730 grams, yep.
What is that, at almost 2 pounds?
Thereabouts, yep.
How is your metric conversion, Gary? Mine is terrible.
Getting better now that I sell swords. But yeah, I know at least one of the competitors today has one of my heavier swords. So we're going to ignore the pre-fencing fencing match we just witnessed and move on to the actual saber match.
All right, table, are we ready? Judges, are we ready?
Mark Wilson, the director, just under 7, stepping off the table to judge. Oh, that's the Loyal slip. I know it well.
A fun memory from Combat Con last year, Tristan Fackler was in one of the Longsword finals, and he had an amazing disarm.
Looks like a clean point there.
Nice clean cut to the head.
I believe I saw that as well. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both of these fighters.
Gary, what do you think about Michael's choice of saber? It's interesting, we don't see that earlier style of saber very often. It's heavily curved. It doesn't have much hand protection.
Nope, I'm guessing that's probably like based on a Turkish design, and it's actually nice to see a little variation, although he definitely sacrifices some injured hands. Ooh. A little bit of a flying flesh there from Tristan. Looks like that was offset, and we'll see what happened after. I wasn't sure of the timing of that.
Target area. White, cut to arm with after blow.
That's close to my assessment. I thought it was that or a double.
Trading the high line for that low line leg cut again. We see that a lot in Saber, at least this evening.
Little mullet action going on.
And they're getting more patient.
Judges.
Looking for that moment to spring into violence. I believe Tristan found it first.
Double.
Yeah, both fighters getting a little eager on
Match
that one.
black.
Match black.
And Michael's going to take this for the bronze medal match.
Yeah. Woo! It is warm. What's up?
Tristan Fackler from the Loyal Order of the Sword. And that was in 4th place.
Yes. All right.
Up next, gold match. I need Roth and Sadorf on black.
Our gold medal match for heavy saber.
Stepping into black is Sadorf from Ironwood Historical Fencing in Tucson, Arizona, and Michael Reimer from Justin Reimer from Logan. I happen to
Whoa.
wow,
3 hits in a row.
Yep.
Or at least it sounded like it.
I do believe White had the first cut.
All right.
Let's see how that moves.
There is never a clearer distinction of tempos. 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
So initial cut to leg, the judges called, and then there is a afterblow landed on the head.
And a different choice of saber also. And this White fighter has a Polish Hungarian style saber.
Attempt to close and grapple, but don't know if any scoring action was made.
I actually agree with this judge. I thought that first cut got through.
Yeah, you had a better angle.
I had the angle. I do believe that first one went through. It was not fully paired. I'm not sure what they're conferring on here, but there might be something to do with the fighter. I don't know. I couldn't see if he exposed the back of his head or not. It looked like it was a little risky how deep. Yep, how deep he lunged.
Target area. As White cuts the torso with afterblow. However, White fencer ducked his head in, which is a penalty.
So they are going to card our white fencer for exposing the back of his head.
After initial warning, yes.
Yes.
White cuts the torso.
Very
Nice
paired
measure
post
as
exchange,
well.
yes.
Yes. Excellent.
White, hold, judges. Black cuts ahead. Fence.
Some enthusiastic exchanges here, Gary, I must say. We definitely have one. We have one fencer taking the initiative each time. It's going to be
Match white.
white fencer.
I had a feeling a lot of white fencer's blows were not fully parried, just because I know that sword he's using. It definitely has blade presence, because I said it.
Blow through your defense.
that is my sword. He's fencing with Rusalka, and it will cut through the defense on the sword runner. Second place, Ramon Sadorf, and first place, Justin Reimer. Justin Reimer now getting dressed up to step back out again and find for Sword and Buckler.
Am I allowed to say that Sword and Buckler will be violent? You're the Sword and Buckler expert, Gary. You tell me. Is it going to be genteel?
No comment. This is a highly skilled pair of fighters. They have met before.
And this is our bronze medal match for Sword and Buckler.
This is our bronze medal match. I fought both of these. I have fought both of these gentlemen for Sword and Buckler finals before, and I can tell you that their skill level is extremely high. They're fast. They're capable of throwing with great power. However, hopefully we'll see more of displays of skill.
And colorful jackets as well, I must say. Right.
I should get him with that frustrated lefty stance.
Definitely working from measure. Both fencers probing. Several guard changes.
Yeah, Anthony has the advantage in range, but he's using a short choosing defense with a type 14, so he does give up some of that reach for his shorter blade.
Left, cut the torso with afterblow.
We have no points on the board.
It's interesting to see how close Dash's Sword and Buckler is, and Anthony is a little bit more flowing with his motions.
Which is unusual, because Anthony is a 1-3 fencer.
Now, what type of Sword and Buckler treatise does Dash tend to use? Do you know?
I would say more Lignance or KDF, and more just kind of his own style.
Yeah, it's very central.
Yes. Because he's fought Anthony before, he's familiar. Anthony does like to, as 133 does, use the cuts to open up that thrust up the middle, or the cut down to the head up the middle, and he's trying to protect that and not fall back. So,
Judges.
yeah. Got a little ear with that one.
Pause time, please.
I'm waiting for the beautiful metallic sound of the buckler clash, and I'm disappointed I haven't heard it yet.
Well, that's just a wooden buckler, although if the boss's strike, you'll still get some ring out of it.
Does Anthony have a wooden buckler?
No, he has a steel one. So.
It's okay to crave violence.
I do crave it. I want to hear the clash of steel. We had some great sparks earlier in the Messer tournament.
After discussion, we had white's thrust, black's beat with up, white's parry was pushed through. So it's white thrusted torso with afterblow.
Stinder stepping back in for Mickey. So Sword and Buckler is really complex because there's many angles to attack and defend from. And the buckler isn't just a defending device for punching away, like parrying, but it closes off entire quadrants that your opponent can attack.
No, Justinder, can we score with the buckler in this Sword and Buckler tournament?
You can punch with the buckler.
I think the crowd wants to see buckler punches. They're thirsty for blood.
Yes, Anthony is not known to be a buckler puncher. Dashiell doesn't do it very often anymore, in my experience, although...
Neither one of these guys has a problem with coming into close blows.
Yeah.
That is why
It's been a pretty wide measure this whole time, though. They're being very careful.
Yeah. because they both know what'll happen if they come in close like this. Yeah.
It looks like Dash has led several times with that thrust and gets punished for it on the high line.
Now Dash needs to work because he's running out of time.
What a lovely exchange.
Yeah. Anthony really keeping that sword moving and working. Oh, flat cut.
Did you also notice that Anthony's actions aren't hurried?
Yeah.
They're very deliberate and almost elegant.
He does not like to use speed as his offense. He relies on technique and motion.
And the nice part is that he keeps his sword in motion as long as he is in measure, which gives him options.
Just a reminder, you can challenge a call.
Gary, did I just call Sword and Buckler elegant? I don't know what's happening to me, but it's a beautiful fight to watch.
This is the sword and buckler fighting that makes sword and buckler fencers like myself happy and of course just.
Are you feeling a little left out here commentating? You want to be out there?
I'm trying not to cry.
So they've taken advantage of the challenge of the footage. Was that Dash that asked the footage to be challenged?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, that's just a body.
Judge and director reviewing that last exchange. It was a complex one. Coming to a decision.
It's quite difficult to see because a lot of times when the fighters are shifting and turning around, their bucklers are also changing in angles, and so it's hard to see where the point ends up, what it lands on, or if it doesn't land.
I think, yeah.
So being able to have these instant replays is quite brilliant.
Yep. Honestly, that looks like a double.
Oh, wait, I'm so
If you want to call, if you want to call it double.
file was not refreshed.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So it looks like they were reviewing the wrong footage.
There we go. Now they're supposed to publicize that. Careful, Justin. You're going to get expelled.
Now they're reviewing the good footage.
There we go. The last exchange that happened.
It's a very fast, complex exchange, so yeah, it was worth reviewing.
But I see another.
I think maybe part of the debate was whether Anthony's cut actually landed with the edge or whether it was flat.
That's can't see, and that looks like that. Yeah, that last thrust comes in.
There we go, picking up at a different angle.
That cut had edge alignment. So yeah, that cut had edge alignment. So it'd be white at the head of that. White at the head of that. Yeah, that was edge alignment. Yep. Okay. All right. I think we got it. Okay.
Hope they've come to a decision. We'll see what they found out.
After review, we did see that there was an edge alignment, so make the call. Target area. Right, cut the head, look out.
Initial action was good from Anthony. Cut to the high line. And match goes to Anthony Buonomo.
Return to ring. All right, so in fourth place, Dash Carson. And in third place, Anthony Buonomo.
Congratulations to Anthony for taking bronze in Sword and Buckler.
Yeah, congratulations to both fencers because that was actually a really tough sword and buckler tournament.
Exceptional.
This sword and buckler tournament might have been the toughest I've ever fought in or seen. As far as the skill level, the quality of the fencers, and the intensity and skill of the fighting.
Gary, you've seen some things.
Yeah. Also noteworthy, there were no debilitating injuries or loss of consciousness due to buckler punches in this tournament. So that was kind of refreshing.
I thought our finals matches have been excellent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You're directing?
Yes.
Did you want me to echo back the calls?
Just give me I like what he's doing.
Yeah, with buckler punches, at least on the West Coast, they've been kind of going out of favor just because they do have a tendency to hit pretty hard when you got so much mass coming in, and especially because the main target is the head with the buckler.
Judges, are we ready?
I'm going to refrain from comments. I'm going to plead the fifth.
We have here Sam Ryals again from Gem City Duos.
Justin.
Oh, very intense. Justin Reimer coming in with that intensity. Sam trying to
catch it on the buckle. Didn't quite
Called
get
as a
it.
double.
both fighters turning the speed up all the way.
Oh.
And the power.
We had a really, looks like a really hard strike to the low line, perhaps the knee. Director's gonna check and see if Sam's doing okay.
He's okay.
Sam is okay.
Ken, yeah.
Those cuts to the outside of the leg and the knee can be really painful because there's not a lot of protection there with those soccer type shin guards that Sam's wearing.
Torso. The upper blow to a foot, which is off guard.
Oh, it's a foot.
I struck his arm, not torso.
Not torso.
Oh, good honor from Sam. Throughout this entire tournament, he's been very honorable.
Well, the fact that he's probably in a lot of pain right now and still calling back a shot.
Yep.
Yeah. Sam's trying to keep space between them so that way he can work.
Capitalism.
Justin's trying to close the space as much as possible.
Yep. Sam is using his measure well against his shorter opponent. Scores that cut to the head.
Is my opponent out of tempo? Yeah. Okay.
I'm questioning after from his opponent, trying to wonder if he scored it.
Seeing a lot of commitment from Michael here.
Yeah, Justin's really just trying to lean into his speed.
Yeah.
Which he has a lot of.
He's extremely fast, and he's relying on that.
Can he close the gap?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. So that lead.
Yeah, I do not possess that kind of speed. I would be more trying to draw out a hit from the reach from Sam and parry or post. Justin's, we'll find out if that works.
So Sam getting the hit. So white cut to the black initiative.
But the audience can't see as they're reviewing as the fighters are walking up to the middle of the ring and throwing high fives and telling each other they like each other.
No, not from white fence to black fence.
These fighters have a lot of respect for each other and they want to win this clean.
I want them to win clean too. I think we all want that.
I think white fencer gets in as black fencer. Yeah, right there. Can we give it the opposite angle? Yeah, thank you.
Judges are from the other angle to find out the timing on the blows and if they what penetrated.
Do you guys know where Justin Reimer trains out of?
Yeah, he trains out of Lonan League.
Oh, Lonan League, okay. So Pacific Northwest up there in Washington. All right, they've come to a conclusion. Let's find out what happened.
White, strike the head. Strike from flat was carry, and white cut it.
Sam Ryals really working to keep his measure here.
Justin overcommitted on that one and left his head open. He has been kind of diving in a little bit on some of these attacks, trying to reach really far, and it's causing his head to dip down. The problem with that is it starts to expose the back of the head, which is, for one, it's not a valid target because it is a dangerous place to get hit, and we don't want our fighters to either expose the back of their head or to hit someone else in the back of their head.
One white strike to head, however, I'm giving a yellow card for excessive force.
All right, the director giving a yellow card to Sam Ryals for that strike to the head.
All right. White fighter checking to make black sure his body's okay.
And that would be victory to Sam Ryals. Justin Reimer from Lone and League taking silver in sword and buckler. Gold medal goes to Sam Ryals in sword and buckler from Gem City Duelists.
Table, what's our next match?
Open longsword.
I think we're getting on to the longsword portion of our evening, folks.
That's even more out of my depth, Gary.
We heard
Should I be
in the home
commentating on this?
So we've been broken up into height divisions this year. So we're starting with the open longsword tall division.
What's coming up?
Longsword.
Oh my God. That's the problem. Great job. Isaac, just sit on my lap. Please. That wasn't a no.
If I can watch. Okay, so just for the audience to know, we have Kolden fourth place and Michael Schaffner for bronze.
So the bronze medal match for this was processed as it happened, I believe, on Friday? Or maybe Thursday.
Oh, no, wait.
It might have been Thursday. This is tall.
Oh, tall.
So I
yeah.
believe it did happen on Thursday or Friday. So we are processing now the gold medal match between Sean Leonard from Phoenix Society of Historical Swordsmanship and Andrew Wilson from Blackfriars School of Fencing.
Right in the hall. Table ready. Judges ready. Fighters salute. Set.
Fight starting right off.
Good cut to the leg there. Oh, they're seeing cut to the arm.
Sean's hanging back a little bit, and that cost him.
See if he turns the gas up a little bit after that.
Judges. Target. What answer kept you on with that blow? Set.
Sean definitely throwing the aggression on that one, initiating the first thrust.
Backward passe didn't land. So no exchange. Ready. Set. Whoa. I'm gonna go no agreement, no exchange. Ready, set.
Calling one agreement there.
That was a tough one to call. Looks like we had tax swing into the trillions. Oh, and now we got a much more clean exchange. Or not.
Or maybe not.
White cut to arm. I'm fresh. Ready? Not Mike. I do not go.
Oh.
Thank you for the offer.
White's an iron's point.
Reel with no exchange. Ready? Set.
Do you believe Blackfriars struck him off? Judges calling no exchange. We'll see.
Yeah, Sean's starting to press forward. Starting to get more successful finding his measure.
Yep.
I agree with that, Judge. Black protect the arm cap. Ready?
Now I have to pull a point out of that one because he didn't take an afterblow.
Oh!
That initial hit did look a little tippy to me, but I think they're going to count it.
Protect the arm with afterblow.
So 1 minus 1 again. Sean's really going to need to pick his clean shots, the fencer like Andrew, because there's always going to be an afterward, very rapid tempo.
Target.
I'm going to agree the after vote out of time. White fencer cut to armor.
There's a point out of that.
That was a nice parry riposte, deflected it up, found some space underneath, and then just cut right to the body.
That was beautiful.
Ready. Fence. Double hit. Fence. Hold.
Match white.
Match white.
From the Phoenix Society of Historical Swordplay with silver, and Andrew Wilson taking gold. What school is Andrew from?
Andrew is from, let's see, the Blackfriars.
Blackfriars. Nice to see them having a show in the finals. Good representation of a lot of the schools here in the finals.
Yeah.
It is nice to see. Not one or two schools dominating. It's definitely been a mixed bag.
Tremea on white.
We are moving on to the tall medium category. We have Andy Huang from Black Tigers. We saw him earlier in the Saber category. And Sam from United Clan Swordsman Association.
Okay.
Oh, he was actually fighting in the Rapier Dagger, I believe.
Oh, Andy was fighting in Rapier Dagger. You're right. You're right.
Yes. I found it. I went slow.
We had another Black Tigers in Saber. That was tall fencer, friends with Grant.
Oh, Tony Wong.
Tony Wong.
Tony Wong, yes.
Good guy. He's like a big kitten.
Table ready. Judges ready. Fighters ready. Fence.
All right, it's a very patient fencer being a black fighter. We'll see how that works out with his opponent's style. Ooh. Nice setup for that cut.
Andy really using his full measure on that one to get that cut in.
It was almost a ranging stance, but in no way off balance. It was impressive. I think we had a return cut to the hand from...
White fencer cut to arm. Challenge, okay.
Our black fencer.
Fencer calling a challenge.
Yes.
Let's do the thing.
Judges are going to come review the footage for that. He's using his one challenge for this match.
Pretty certain about this one.
I saw it. I have. It's like I saw the delayed flex. Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Can you slow down a little bit?
I saw the delayed flex. Yeah. Right on the way out. In, stuck on glove, out.
I'm pretty certain about what I'm looking at. Let's check a couple angles as well.
Okay.
Just to make sure that we're not.
So they're seeing some blade flex from one of the swords.
Yeah, it looks like it's
Looks like it might have gone into someone's arm. I'm not quite sure which fighter it is that they're looking at.
yeah. See?
Okay, from that angle, I think it was flat. There is something.
I think our colors are right. You think?
I can't see it from here. It looks like something went in, purchased, and then flexed. I don't know which fighter it is.
It's the one on the left.
So that's gold fencer. Oh, sorry, white fencer.
Yeah. That looks like a first one.
Yeah, that's into the arm.
Yes.
Okay.
As the fencers laugh in the middle of the ring.
White thrust hands are called only slightly. Table ready? Ready, fighters ready.
The original call is judged as correct, and we move on.
It's interesting that Andy used his replay.
Oh! Yeah, I'm not sure what he thought landed.
Black fencer, cut to arm.
He got my body.
Thank you.
So Black fencer self calls out.
Black cut to arm without.
There's a lot of good humor going on right now, which is great in these later fights. We've all been here quite a while, so to see that everyone's in good spirits is always a good sign.
This is great.
And Andy's just a goofball.
This is the kind of match I love to watch. The fencers aren't rushing into each other and exposing, giving openings. They're measuring, playing distance games, and looking for a safe opening.
We have a lot more longsword divisions this year since we did break everything up into height categories, so it's not just open or advanced. Now we're going to go through all of the different ones. Up next we'll be looking at the medium category.
That is a really interesting way to break it up. First time I think I've ever seen it done this way. Has there ever been any other tournaments that break it up by height?
Not any that I've been to.
Yeah.
All right, proper discussion. Gold's initial attack lacked quality, so we're going glass support. Ready? Set.
Yeah, it looks like that attack from White last time, his sword just slid along Andy's arm. So they were saying it was no quality. And there's a clean thrust.
That was a beautiful.
You can definitely see the Rapier experience from Andy right there on that one.
Yeah, the
Match left.
wow. And they're coming from starting the match behind and pulling that out. I think he found the measure.
I think White. Andy calls out just what he thinks of Longsword, and the crowd responded.
Next category is the medium longsword. Be now.
So similar to the other height categories, the bronze medal matches were processed as the pools happened. So we will be moving on to the gold medal match for the medium category.
Garcia on white and Clifford on
A lot of support from Phoenix Society for their fighter.
Yeah, it's nice to hear. Almost like a throwback to the old days of Phoenix Society dominating the corner and dominating finals.
Black thrust ahead.
I missed.
Thank you.
Cliff denying his points.
All right, we're going to go with no change on that one. Thank you. Ready? Defense.
I don't think he'll call that one back.
Yeah, that one is definitely looked in.
Black thrust ahead. Ready? Defense.
Cliff was testing the opening, and the other fighter just came right around and cut him in the arm.
Yep.
The problem was stepping into measure.
Other fighter finding his own measure now.
White cut to arm.
Catch that hand.
The great part of having so many different height divisions this year was how it opened up registration for so many people. We were able to have so many more registrants. Everybody wanted to be able to participate in this final combat con, so having so many more divisions really made that possible for everyone.
Iris with that quick snappy cut, and then Cliff trying to claim that afterblow.
I don't think the afterblow is in time.
Oh, they're saying it's not in time.
He did take 2 steps.
He did take a couple steps. Accepted it gracefully as well.
Okay, we're ready? Good.
Iris really just picking those targets.
It was a crisp cut to the leg.
Took him a minute to get that measure, and once he got it, it was there.
Of our many longsword categories, we are moving on to the short medium category.
The medium short division. We have Roth match.
Sorry, my back.
No, I meant behind you.
Oh, I thought you had it on YouTube. So we got Seth, a local here from Las Vegas.
Seth Samuelson.
Daniel Zimet is, I think, from San Diego.
He is from San Diego.
Okay.
He's one of our Southern Californians. Really fun to watch. He's got in his corner his son, Max Zimet. They're just a great duo.
Nice and loose.
Nice. I agree. No quality. Watch the pass. On guard. Ready. Fence.
So both fighters came in and attacked with Oberhaus, but they seemed to just come into the bind and pull back.
White hand.
Calling that white cut to hand.
Call. Double. No penalties. You both rush into each other.
I had the same idea.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
They're almost mirroring each other, and they change guards. There was a bend in the sword somewhere there.
Yeah.
Time. Rest.
You can tell since they are of the same height category, they've kind of trained and developed a style very similar to each other.
That would make a lot of sense.
You can tell.
Play is thus. Attack. Malferry. White target. Head with afterblow. Fighter that is the ceiling for power. No more. White with afterblow.
So the Malparry that Mike is calling is saying that the defense from black failed. Basically, white was able to cut through it. Yep.
No agreement amongst the judges. Throw it out. Check. Check. No. Ready.
Fire says challenge, coach says no.
One of the problems with trying to pull back power after getting a warning is that you end up overcorrecting, and then the judges can't actually see the cut, or a lot of times they're listening for the sound of the sword to actually strike a target. So like say if it hits the gloves or the elbow, you can hear the sound of the metal on plastic.
As opposed to steel on steel.
Yeah, as opposed to steel on steel. And then when it hits the head, you can hear like a thumping sound. You just don't want to hear too much of a thumping sound.
We do judge with our ears first and our eyes second.
Yes.
You hear that sound and you determine where you saw it come from.
Not flat. Now, okay, do it again. Go back only like 3 seconds. Is it parried is my next question. I think he is his blade up. So it's got to be good enough that we overturn the call on the field.
No.
No, I think it lands.
If it lands,
He's at
I agree.
Do you think he lands? I think he lands. It's a headshot.
So in the YouTube questions or like kind of comment live chat area, someone had said that they heard that SoCal Swords is taking over Combat Con. Unfortunately, that is not true, and this is going to be the final year of Combat Con. However, there's another tournament that's going to be happening around the same time next year in Phoenix, and that is the Cactus Cup.
It did just happen a few weeks back. We had some fighters fresh out of Cactus Cup here this evening.
Like me.
Yeah.
And me.
And Gary.
Justin and I were both there competing.
And it was a lot of fun.
It was. And
No need to worry though, SoCal Swords will continue to host SoCal Sword Fight year after year.
Just out of curiosity, what part of the United States is that tournament being held in?
I'm not sure.
We'll get you in that. Yeah, cut to the head there from White
Keep an eye out for our registration link.
Again, penetrated the defense of Black. I believe you might have seen the same thing.
Okay. White, cut, leg.
Nope, leg, okay.
On guard.
Just so both fighters on the board.
Last exchange. White, call. Next call. Refs are not in agreement. Redo the match. Redo the play.
Hey. Director giving them another chance at it. Let's do it again.
Oh.
I agree with this timing. Target for White. White cut arm, twitch after blow.
That's White.
That's White.
Daniel's in it.
San Diego never fails to have the loudest group cheering them on.
So true.
The next category is the short longsword category. This is the final of our different height categories for open longsword.
Okay.
We have Michael back for his third match of the evening.
DeSimone return to the ring again.
that was like a one-handed zverk.
Right.
So false edge, horizontal cut.
Time, director.
So in the chat, we were asked how many different longsword divisions were there. We had so many
Not
this year.
without
We had
wrestle
5 open longsword divisions that were all separated by height. We also had a women's longsword division as well as an advanced longsword division. And the women's longsword was broken up into 2 tiers. So we had roughly 8 different longsword categories this year.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
And then going back to a previous engagement, what happened was there was a cut there. It was the horizontal zverk. However, it was done one-handed without a grapple, which is not a legal strike.
Hold on a second.
Time. Technology.
You said double?
Double. Challenge.
Now is a good time to mention another one of our sponsors. It looks like the judges are about to challenge the last call. While they're discussing that, we'll mention Swordier as one of our platinum sponsors for Combat Con this year. Made some very attractive swords and a beautiful sharp messer that I almost didn't want to put down.
I feel like it doesn't hurt to mention you are one of our sponsors this year.
Gary Ledford from Manticore Forge.
I don't know about me sponsoring, but there's a large mythical cryptid that did sponsor this year called Manticore Forge.
And then you're just building up more and more different styles that you're providing, so it's just kind of fun.
Yeah, somebody told me my swords aren't ugly anymore and I'm losing brand recognition. I'm trying to take that as a compliment.
The leg on us. Yeah. So I do think this.
Don't worry, Gary. You'll always be synonymous with ugly.
Yeah.
For that, I'm drinking your chai.
One more time, please. You guys agree? I'm saying both. Yeah. Double check. Can we get
Monarch Historical Fencing, I will find you.
last one? The only I have a small question on the ledge. One more time, just like 1 second, please.
Good to know.
Good? I don't think it's enough that I can overcome.
So it looks like the judges are deliberating the quality of that last strike against the leg. They've come to an agreement.
Nope.
Oh,
Still calling it a double.
They're keeping it a double.
Alright, just ring roll in time. Let's see what they can pull out. So that's very good if it landed. It would have been with a proper strike because he was in grapple. However, White thrust the torso first.
Yeah, there was a step and another motion between the vert. So it looks like we got match White.
Yeah, comes from behind to win it up with that thrust of the torso.
To the women's longsword division. We're starting with Tier B in our bronze medal match. Coming up to the ring, we have Mary Spohn, one of the, actually, I believe the founder of Swordplay LA, and Vanja from Academy of Arms.
You're in for a treat for when they step out. I believe I know the sword that Mary will be fighting with.
I do love how women's, in HEMA has really been taking off, and we actually have enough for 2 categories of women's fencing here. This is, I just love seeing that in the sport. Yep.
As Gary mentioned, Mary is fighting with one of Manticore Forge's longswords.
Yeah, that is not actually a fetter. That is a blunt longsword. There is no shields, and there is pierce work all up and down the blade. We were not sure if they were going to allow it in the tournament. Evidently, it has been allowed all the way through to finals.
It was quite the distraction during pools, actually.
Now those are speed holes, right?
Of course. Code resistance. It is a blunt and does not move like a fetter, but she's having no trouble moving it from what I can see.
Now, in the terms of the HEMA timeline, Swordplay LA is fairly new to the community, but Mary is definitely making a name for them.
Nice. Now when those double cuts to the head, they both decided to cut at the same time. Oh!
Black cut the arm with that blow.
Not scoring action there. Cut to the arm getting through, but there's an afterblow to the head. Oh, I do believe the.
And then head. So, yeah. But clap was in double time. I will call that a double three.
So they both seem to started their actions at the same time, though they landed slightly differently, so they're calling that a double hit. Oh! That was a great displacement and then a cut.
Beautiful displacement, completely free of that blade. The follow-up cut.
Black cut the head.
Yep.
Oh, and then a return cut to the head.
Yes. Also free, no afterblow.
White cut head.
I like that they're measuring themselves, trying to find a safe opening in striking.
Oh, a beautiful thrust.
Amazing thrust. We love to see it.
Let's see if the judges will call control on that one. There's definitely
Black thrust torso.
I believe there's no control
There's no
points.
control points. Okay.
Match flat.
Match flat.
That's flat.
Fantastic.
Very well done.
Beautifully fought.
Yeah. Excellent display of technique. That last thrust was just lovely.
All right.
Sean's
Director, can you call winner? We're resolving something. Director.
Matt, that was Matt Black.
Matt Black. Table reopened prior match.
Looks like we're reopening the last match.
Looks like we're reopening the last match.
The clock has well adjusted was being made on the double hit. We are resetting back to 1 minute time, letting the fences continue.
Oh my. Okay.
That's
So we
exciting.
are first. Yeah, we're going back to a previous.
It looks like we might have had a table error, so that we have one more exchange.
Yeah.
In the last match.
Yeah.
Some call it mistakes. I call it happy accidents.
Yes. More sword fighting.
Yeah,
Hooray.
We're,
Huzzah.
we're never going to get upset about that. Yeah.
So we are opening up to the last minute of the match.
Now this is actually a good time to talk about the program that we are using to score, and which is also live streaming directly onto the video, and that's HEMA Scorecard, and that was originally made by Sean Franklin. Oh my goodness, I can't even.
So many years
so
ago.
many years ago, and it was originally designed literally to score for HEMA, I think at Combat Con. Yep. So it's also a part of Combat
We are
Con
giving
history.
them back 2 whole minutes of fight time.
Okay, they are returning at 2 minutes of the previous match, so they'll have 2 more minutes. The score is going to remain 2 points black, 3 points white.
And so we have a tight match, and this could still be anyone's game.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah,
That's a match.
yeah.
This is exciting. You gotta be careful with those back of the head shots.
Yeah, it was a close one, but
I agree with Rapier. Thrust in, lands torso for black after blow is parried. We have challenge.
They are going to use a challenge on that.
Okay, that's it. No more challenges on this one.
Let's see the replay.
You only got one apiece.
See, I saw blacks landing, whites was like,
So here from the booth, we feel we've seen a strike to the back of the head, which would be penalized. But they are going to review and see if that's happened.
Slow it down, please.
Sorry.
Lands. Good. Back ahead.
right. No, but I think he's
Sorry,
do we have another view? His initial thrust.
All right, so watch the
My bad. My bad. I'm a thick boy.
That's not you need to do that.
So the judges are deliberating, and it looks like so far they found that the initial strike was actually a thrust that landed, and in the review you could actually see the bend of the sword.
Yep.
I still don't see his end.
Same angle, please. Yes, please.
What I felt was place and flex was flat.
I don't see a quality attack, but I do see a penalty. What penalty then? I think we should.
At least a director warning for explosive back of the head.
The fighter that called for the challenge is also showing that he hit the guy in the back of the head after the call.
Right there, yeah, you're like, totally. Yeah, explosive.
Well, it was this which wrapped around to the back of his head as well as exploded the back of his head.
So the challenge on that last one was to see whether there was a quality thrust or not, but what the judges are finding is that while the blade did flex, it wasn't necessarily because the point found purchase and then flexed. Sometimes a blade can flex simply by being hit, it can be pushed up by an arm. That's kind of what they were trying to figure out right now, and let's find out what they came out with.
However, in evidence of a penalty for white for striking back ahead. Back ahead penalty.
Ready.
So it looks like that they did find that the thrust was no quality, and they did issue a warning for hitting the back of the head of the other fighter. That was a great displacement, and then a zverk around to the side.
Yep.
Very close. Black to arm.
That's what that Meister has for.
Double.
Yeah, it looks like both fighters went into a thrust at the exact same moment. Double hit.
Not quite enough reach on the thrust.
Oh!
He's tripped.
Call. There's disagreement amongst refs. Throw it out.
When in doubt, throw it out.
Ready, set.
Oh, same thing again. He deflects, goes with the parries, works around to the arm.
Yep, offset this Roth direct to the arm.
Arm. Flag step arm with afterglow. Match flag.
All right.
More fighting, and then we ended up with the same outcome, but we got more fighting, so huzzah!
Right. We are moving on to women's Tier A match. Pardon me, it's the Tier B gold medal match. We had the bronze match previously, so we're still on Tier B. So our fencer in the black corner is Gwen Crew from Broken Plow Western Martial Arts, and in the white corner we have Catherine Swanstrom from Phoenix Society of Historical Swordsmanship.
Catherine is hanging back, picking off that arm using her reach.
Yep. Definitely seeing a lot of Richard Marsden and Cliff Curry in the stance that Catherine is adopting. So yeah, you can tell what school she's from. That was so close. I'm not sure what I saw.
I saw a thrust to the mask, but that was very...
I almost thought I saw two thrusts to the mask, followed by a strike to the arm, but I...
Sometimes it is hard to see what's happening.
Okay, I saw. Looks like white cuts through leg.
Oh, and we got a challenge.
Black fighter challenging that call. Let's see what we see.
If they're challenging whether it's an arm shot or a leg shot, I'm not sure if there's a difference, a point differential between those two. We got table not too far away from us. Is there a point differential between the arms and the legs?
There's not. It's all just limb.
Oh, okay, so it's all limb. So I'm curious as to what the challenge is for.
I saw that as a white wrist leg.
Point.
Well, we might as well use this time to bring up another one of our sponsors, and this is going to be Encifer. And Encifer has been making swords for the HEMA community for a long time. I think my very first longsword I ever had was an Encifer back in like 2014, 15.
Yeah, I think half of the competitors' first sword was an Encifer.
Yes. Yeah, Jan's been out there in Poland making some beautiful swords that last a long time.
White cup torso.
Finding that low line opening.
Oh.
I think it was called prematurely. Unless he saw something from Black. So pause your exposure or striking back. I'm going to watch the exchange. No exchange.
Okay, kind of a funny angle, so they throwing that one out.
I don't think there's anything of great quality. I agree with the refs.
Hold. Judges.
There was
Hey, no green, no exchange.
when in doubt, throw it out.
It is really hard when they get into these binds to see if there's any sufficient angle.
Fence. Black Cup arm.
Again, a lot of times we judge with our ears. That was pretty easy to hear the sound of the plastic being hit from the gauntlet.
Oh. Look at this. You're saying double. I saw black to the side, flat. What was the attack from white that you saw?
I saw it striking like arm shoulder area.
Okay, so as black strike was flat, that would be white cut to arm.
Oh. So even though black strike landed first, it was flat, so they threw it out.
Yep.
Hold. Judges. Black cut arm.
Now black cuts the arm. He's
Match white.
Match white.
That was a very close match.
Yeah. Wayne was coming back, but Catherine just had that lead.
We've got 4 more matches to go through. We are in the home stretch here. We're moving on to the women's Tier A matches. Bronze medal match coming up to the ring. We're going to have Lee Colson in the black corner from Phoenix Society of Historical Swordsmanship and Jenna Johnson from Blackfriars in the white corner.
You could just read the screen.
I remember the first couple of years of Combat Con, there were only 2 people from Blackfriars who would come, the instructors, and they would come every year. And then all of a sudden there were Blackfriars everywhere.
Now we see their name all throughout the finals.
And Lee's a bit of a newer fighter, but she's been coming to a lot of tournaments, and she's really been making a name for herself.
She has indeed.
She's got a great fighting style,
and a fantastic demeanor as well.
Yeah, and she's
always a joy to see on the floor.
Yeah. And Jenna's also at a lot of tournaments.
And when she's not home with the chickens.
When she's not home with the chickens, yeah.
A very gentle play strike from, I think, Lee there.
Yeah, black was extended and then pushed.
And I remember Jenna was even back at Cactus Cup a few weeks ago.
No change.
Yep. And there was not enough oomph on that slice there.
Hold.
I think slices are a scoring action. I'm not sure if they're going to call that. So.
Yeah,
They are, but it does need to make some displacement of the fighter, so it can't just be a sawing motion.
Yeah, right. There was no break of structure in the first one. What that one looks like.
Oh, nice. Jenna displaces, looked like it was a cut coming in. She displaced it high and then cut around it to the head on.
White cut hand.
Hard to see an angle from this side.
Yeah, I didn't see the double, but I definitely saw the thrust from the...
Black cut the arm with that blow.
Okay, it was a cut.
Fence.
All right.
Judges,
Perhaps the politest match we've seen.
so white cut through hand.
I think we've seen a lot of good sportsmanship the entire night.
Excellent sportsmanship.
Oh, judges.
Do you believe these thrust got thrown? Yeah, that was a beautiful, very nice. It's on the board. They continue. She's got a few more of those. She can pull this match out. See what happens.
She's got to work though, because she's running low on time.
Actual time, not.
That was my mistake, called too early. No exchange. Fence. Judges. Most of your judges are calling double. Double hit. Fence.
So it looks like they came into a grapple and then a little bit of space opened up.
So, I saw white place the flat across black's head and turn.
Our director thinks White's strike was flat.
Gotta be white, no body.
Match White.
Match white.
From Phoenix Society, taking home fourth, and Jenna taking bronze.
Moving on to the gold medal match for Tier A, two familiar names. We have Iris Garcia from Lone and League, who we saw just a few matches ago, but also a very familiar name, Rochelle DeBolt, who everyone has heard of when it comes to women's longsword. Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Oh, I thought it was Reno.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might be mistaken.
Yes. Noble Science Reno.
Noble Science Reno. Yes.
I need a judge.
I can't do it.
Thank you, EJ.
Same club.
I would. AJ. Doesn't work.
Stand.
While we wrangle some judges. These two are all smiles. You can't quite see it behind their masks, but they are both very excited to be here.
All right. Ready? 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 Fence.
This is going to be intense. These are two very intense fighters.
Black cut arm. Fence.
Wow. Wow.
Double hit.
Ah.
Fence.
Looks like Rochelle's going for his.
Ooh. The intensity is definitely starting to.
Iris is showing some speed.
Black cut the arm with afterblow. Fence. Judges. I believe both swords were worried fight at the same time. I'm going to call that a double hit. Fence. Judges. All right, 100%.
Rochelle with a preemptive challenge.
So the judges called it, a cut to head from black, but it did look like Rochelle had her sword between the cut and her head.
I thought it was fully blocked.
And so,
yeah.
Make sure you pause it down.
Thank you for calling it.
Table pausing time, successful.
And so, which is, if it was pulled off successfully, that'd be an excellent parry riposte. But we're going to see whether or not the cut from Iris actually broke through the defense, or if the defense held.
Was that a parry riposte, or it almost looked like she was throwing a Zornhau and try to cover that with a Meister out. That's what it looked like to me.
That's
It
why
looked like he was trying to cut through a cut and then through another
Okay.
cut afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I saw.
so that's why you saw it.
An active parry, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Wrapped around. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because Rochelle does like to throw those Zornhouse from the left side.
I'm like, what is this?
There was contact, however, it was contact because we laid for the black on the ground. Ergo, no quality. Black, no quality.
See that again or another angle?
Another angle.
We're going to re-review that. And Josh, if you're listening, thanks for the compliment.
Of the arm right underneath. Yeah, strikes on the elbow.
So what happens sometimes is when you parry, especially these long swords, because there's the flexibility in the swords, they can actually flex against your opponent's sword, and it can look like there's contact made simply because the sword's flexing, but that's not an actual quality attack.
Black cut arm. Fence.
Iris really turning up the speed.
Okay. Hold call. Initial Cosmos passe. No change. Fence.
Now I saw them taking two separate lines. It almost felt like they were disregarding each other entirely.
Yeah. I think they were both shooting for that offline.
And
They're
another.
both hunting for the touch, and defense is kind of taking the back seat.
Match black.
Match black.
All right. I'm coming. Sorry. All right, for silver, Rochelle the Bolt.
Rochelle the Bolt will take
Congratulations to Rochelle for the hard fought for silver.
For gold, Iris Garcia.
Iris Garcia takes home the gold.
Now that we're moving on to our final two matches, I think it's a great time to say thank you, Combat Con, for having us. We're very excited to be part of this live stream this year and having commentary for everyone.
So a bit of a Combat Con history. The first tournament fought here at Combat Con with longswords was fought with wooden wasters. And there were mistakes made, and they decided they would never use wooden wasters again. The subsequent tournament was fought with steel.
There was a lot of learning experience in that first Combat Con tournament. And in fact, the tournaments were actually second stage in the beginning. Combat Con started off for overall, I think it was stage combat as well as writing for books.
Stage combat, interpreting books, martial arts classes, and also steampunk.
And steampunk. Can't forget steampunk.
Oh, and gaming.
And gaming, yes. Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. So there was just I still remember back in the day, like a decade ago, there was a lot of different book vendors. There was, the game vendors out there.
Introducing our fighters for this bronze medal match for our advanced longsword, we have in the white corner Myles Cupp from SoCal Swords, who took second place for our single rapier today. And in the black corner we have Christopher Suhu from Einhorn, LA. He's actually been running our soundboard for today, so thank you so much, Chris, for helping out with live stream and competing. That can't be easy to do.
So he's definitely stepping into this pre-stressed. Oh, just kidding.
You would never be able to tell.
No. Suhu always looks calm until he stabs you in the face with that sword at lightning speed.
Both fighters feeling each other out and checking each other's measures.
I don't think I've ever seen a match fought by Suhu where he didn't apologize each time he hit his opponent.
White touch head.
I do believe that was it.
All right, I'm at the challenge. Okay, challenge.
And we're right off to a challenge.
Time is stopped.
Remember, everybody, you're free to experiment. Not all experiments work.
I think this is great.
I can say that because I did a PhD.
What did you see in that one? We'll see what the judges call.
It was interesting because as soon as Christopher stepped into measure, Myles launched that hard attack. But then Christopher, immediately launched his counterattack. So what landed?
What landed when?
What time? Did anything get locked out?
I definitely saw the strike from White Fighter hit from Myles. It almost looked like he was throwing a Zorn, but it's odd Zorning somebody who's a lefty on the same side. It looked like he was looking to displace with that as it struck, but displacing a lefty with a Zorn out.
Yeah.
Let's see how that worked. Let's see how that worked out for him, Cotton.
I did also see the strike from the White Fighter, but I'm agreeing with a judge who had the same line of sight I did, so it could very well be different on the other side.
Yeah, I do believe his coach from the back saw something different. That's when he was the one who initiated the challenge.
Yeah. One more time, please. Shoot. Watch alignment. Watch alignment. That lands. What about target? I think target wasn't head. Maybe shoulder. Shoulder? Okay. Confirm?
Yes. I'm doing this for you, not for me.
Moving on the field is confirmed in Sam.
And they are going to keep their call.
So cut to the head from Myles, and it looks like it did displace the cut. Yeah. That's amazing. Just that measure control. As soon as Chris stepped in.
Oh, a snipe to the hands from Suhu.
Yep. Suhu might choose to use his speed to try to pick him apart instead of rushing in. You know, a fencer like Myles who's used to counter posturing and counter striking.
Suhu is quick to adjust to whoever his opponent is.
Time in. On guard. Ready. Fence. Oh, point. Oh, woo. It calls.
There's no chandeliers here, Chris. Okay, there are. Two.
I've heard this story so many times. I'm sad I wasn't around for it.
Wow.
Amazing.
Attack. Post. White. Strike. Bet.
It looks like we have 4 landed, isn't it?
On guard. Ready. Fence.
Didn't see that happen.
Oh. Like definitely a clear afterblow from Myles.
Ceiling on power zone. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Director's letting fighters know that that's about as hard as he's going to accept their hits.
Myles was definitely trying to intimidate, but Suhu was not fazed by it.
Kind of disappointed he didn't yell crawl.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
Amazing.
Wow.
Agreed. Nothing happened of quality. Penalty or White for striking the floor.
So Myles did strike the floor accidentally, but that will be a penalty towards him.
Which I believe is going to put them at tie.
Ready.
On guard.
I believe the yellow card penalty, there is no point.
Okay, so penalty, just yellow card penalty.
Yes, so the score will remain.
Unless he gets another one.
Of course. Which I'm sure he'd be careful not to do again. Oh, I spoke much too soon.
White for striking the floor.
That will be a point.
It is.
So that's remove the point.
That's the second penalty of the same type. -1 to white fighter.
So that is now the -1 and brings it back to tied.
Myles is an entertainer. I think he just wanted to tie up the score so that we're all on the edge of our seats.
Somehow more so than we were before.
Right.
That's got to be very frustrating. He might be in his head now.
3 cards of the same penalty, Director.
We're determining what the protocol is for a third card of the same type in a finals exchange. Not something we see often.
Conferring with director. -2 to white fighter. And that's tough. Control your actions, fighter. Table right. Oh.
That's time, match black.
Time.
So while Myles was ahead, those penalties did cost him the match.
That's rough. That's very rough.
All right, so fourth place, Myles Cupp.
Myles putting it back out. And hitting before again.
He's got great humor about it. We love to see it.
That's going to be -3 And Christopher for bronze.
It'll carry through to SoCal SoCal. Just kidding.
We are moving on to our advanced longsword gold medal match where we have from SoCal Swords Jonathan Ying in the black corner and Max Zimet from San Diego Sword Fighters in our white corner. These are both Southern California natives. They know each other well. They've fought each other many times. This is going to be so fun to see.
An interesting note about this fight. So it's fun to see Johnny Ying closing this out for the gold match in advance
Because Jonathan Ying started his career in winning his first gold medal here at CombatCon, which rocked him to the first place American fighter on Huma scorecard all those years ago. So it's fun to see him closing out the final CombatCon, again fighting for gold.
All right. Judges all ready? Get ready? Bench, salute. Bench.
And Max is usually a speed, quickness, and very tight lines fighter. And Jonathan likes to control the center line, so this is going to be interesting.
I would argue, though, Jonathan does have speed on his side. I've watched him, yes.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. His hands are so fast.
The fighter we saw from Johnny Ying, his first gold match here, was also a speed fighter.
Yeah.
And he's evolved. Tries to be more controlled.
Yeah. Jonathan likes to really control that, and then his attack after the control is lightning fast.
That sounded so doubly to me, but the judges are calling something else.
They're literally all making different calls.
Yeah, that sounded very doubly to me.
No.
Obstacles again. So, three judges are saying white cut to head. Fence.
Well, that was a confusing one. Jonathan chose not to challenge it.
Jonathan was taking that straight line path down the center, however, left his head open, and Max took advantage of that to get the afterblow.
It looked like he made the attempt to raise his hands, just not high enough.
It was just so fast.
It was so fast.
After the point landed, he didn't have time.
White cut the arm with afterblow.
The bib?
Hold on. Fine.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Ready?
Okay. Fence.
Jonathan comes in with that thrust again, and Max displaces and cuts around to the head.
White cut to head. Avoids the thrust. Gentlemen, this is your ceiling on power. You don't escalate any further.
Our director is calling power level. While it is sword fighting, we do take safety very seriously here.
These fighters are.
Charges. Double hit. Fence.
Not sure how that's going to get scored.
I thought the thrust landed.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
So, my goal, white, thrust to torso. To be clear, you are.
Okay.
I actually thought I saw the thrust from the hit from Black Fighter land first.
Yeah. That's the reason why his sword popped up out of his hand. So we're going to find out in the replay.
It's good that he saved his challenge for this then. If anything, it was entertaining to watch. Max seems reluctant to watch a replay of him falling over.
Yeah, white thrust landed.
That's only supposed to happen in armor.
One more time.
I think that's
There is still time on the clock. The judges have come to a very unanimous decision.
Match white.
Gold to Max Zimet, silver to Jonathan Moore.
I'd like to go on record to say the Zimets are scary. Of Russell Simmons, thank you all for coming out. Good night. Kirsten.
Was fun. Let's never do it again.
Yep.